Llaman a real.
Lord mercy.
This is Cypher Nightmare.
¿Qué pasa, Otto?
It's original.
Yo, watch you know.
I feel the girl them dancing a party smoker.
Wine, 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 wine.
Give me the sense in your point, we won't take no coca.
Wine, 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 wine.
First, my friend, lady Palava.
Wine, 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 wine.
Party turn up, shatter, dance, and soca.
Wine, 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 wine.
Este juego salvaje que te pego. Aquí queremos fiestas sin maquillar el ego. Si tan duro como el ego. Pacto sangriento de fuego. Si rompe la palabra te maldecimos luego. Llega la masacre para el tipo de revista machista y para la mona que va de lista. Sonamos en la calle y prendemos cada pista. Cuca, gran can, on de mista. Baila como quiera, ya lo demás que le dé. Que todo fluya, que solo es tuya mi friend. Esta vida loca te dirá cómo saber toda la bulla de los que quieran tu bien.
Canta y buena será pa' todo aquel que quiera. Menos violencia temeraria para cualquiera. Brilla como una estrella en esta vida bella. Somos hermanos que borramos toda frontera.
Rumba, suena la bomba que traemos los soldiers.
Gimme, 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 gimme some.
Esta penumbra que está que tumba, solo modo hardcore.
Bombs away,
Hey,
bombs away.
Charma, pasa mal run. Smoking at the ear, beer with a bun. We no pop Mali duck, we no text no. Girl wine for me now, mulya no plow. But bitch they a but we no girl clown. Run quick forward, police to your show. Up in your belly, say me can't take it out. Can't test way dark, better just slow. Batman no ronca. No es mis pies alcamisas, sino alcamisas escolta. Monta la bicicleta, monta. Tight pussy girl, straight from Colombia. Wine and jiggle sobre meu tota l'estona. Santifico el teu punani des de l'Ebre fins a Osona. Monument a Empúria Brava, monument a Barcelona. Fem sonar l'alarma antiincendis de la zona. Charma, passa'm el ron. Smoking at the ear, beer with a bun. We no pop Mali duck, we no text no. Girl wine for me, mulla no
I
flow.
feel the girl them dancing a party smoker.
Wine, 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 wine.
Give me the sense in your point, we won't take no coca.
Wine, 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 wine.
First, my friend, lady Palava.
Wine, 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 wine.
Party turn up, shatter, dance, and soca.
Wine, 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 wine.
Lo de esa gata es ritual, porque el danzar la posee, de junta con de cristal, pero su como el black blanco suena boom rap, en un baguial pa' que rompa.
Sabe que sube mi tensión, pero esa asesina no tiene corazón.
Sin one real bad, ven un baguial pa' que rompa. Vengo mal hasta el hueso, mi equipo está en eso y no hay vacantes. Nunca fue solo porque eso del ritmo estoy preso, que no me falte. Venimos ready para que lo aguante. Puto Batman, quita de delante. Te vamos a dar la guillotina que aniquila como murderer. Ey.
Turn up, that booty's on.
Falla, no queda tiempo de andar con vampire, don't stop.
Ajustate la malla.
Make them sweat sin estar en la playa, girl. Humo con sabor a papaya. Style y vaya donde vaya. Todos los dreadies van pa' allá. Scooby, reggaeton saltraya. Y backshot to backshot, we tele to telele. Esto no lo ves por la telele. Corre, ve y dile a tu frenene. Vente que nadie te frene, tu nenene.
Sunscrews del Mediterráneo. Tot underground soterrani.
Then never run away, man no entra el panic. Lita igual pa' que se rani. Pasamos revista aquí como la milili.
Man del palo y kilili.
Mr. Gran Campeón, nigga, cucape. Son lo que son y no
Son unos
I feel
wannabe.
the girl them dancing a party smoker.
Wine, 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 wine.
Give me the sense in your point, we won't take no coca.
Wine, 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 wine.
First, my friend, lady Palava.
Wine, 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 wine.
Party turn up, shatter, dance, and soca.
Wine, 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 wine.
¿Qué decir? Es puro flow underground, nigga. Check it out.
Respect, nigga.
El autor viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
With my sound for some freaking reason. I've been having problems with my sound since. See, I can't even, you guys can't even hear that. But never fear. Your brother is here. Okay. So listen, family, and this is here, I'm gonna say this once and for all. Okay? There was a time where I went against brothers that did not believe in the New Testament. And I went hard, right? Probably even called them names and shit. So I apologize for that. However, I do know when I am wrong. And I have absolutely no problem with being wrong. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely zero problems with being wrong because that's what's required of you to have wisdom. Just know when you're wrong and admit it. It's okay. You know what I mean? A lot of us were fooled. A lot of us believed a lot of different things. And a lot of those things are not true. So I'm the first one to admit it. I was wrong. Apparently, other brothers don't want to. Other bros don't want to do that. No. They don't. They sure as hell don't want to do that. They want to stick to the program that they're 100% correct, even though you bring them documentation and articles. It's like you I don't want to insult you guys. It's like you guys forget that I read the New Testament as well. Like, you guys totally forget that I studied that shit as much as you have, maybe even more. You don't even comprehend that. That doesn't wrap around your mind. I am not a part-time Bible thumper. You know what I mean? Like, I don't just, do that. No, man, I thoroughly went in there. Some people show me, like, notes and that they taken. And you know what? It's funny. And I'll praise this for you brothers that share, but I don't do that. Like, I don't really like to share, like, all the notes that I take. But if I were to share with you all the notes that I've taken in the last 10 years, you'd probably be wondering, like, I should have just wrote a book. Anyways, all right, enough of me talking. We're going to get to something important. I did not have the chance to thoroughly finish my notes. I wanted to do a class today to where I can actually express and expose the new Christmas, the Christmas Christian doctrine. That's what I'm going to call it. The New Testament is a Christmas Christian doctrine. And I wanted to expose a lot of the parables, where they come from, so you can understand that this character, Jesus, was none other than just another fucking Nimrod, or, you know what I mean, Dionysus, or fucking Krishna, or Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to show you guys a video. I actually saw most of it. I thought, you know what? Let me share it with y'all. All right? Because I wanted to see it so I can take some more notes. But let's go into this. Now, it's 18 minutes in because the brother was talking for a bit. And I don't know if he was aware that he wasn't recording. So we're going to start showing it right here. Right around here. So anybody that wants to know, that's why, listen, bro, the New Testament exposed, dissecting the lies of the Greek book. Let's go.
And then, in fact, right here, I'm gonna pick it up the thing now. Okay, so check it out. I have a precept to show you guys. That way you guys can see it for yourselves. Okay, so it's going to be like a kind of a weird video. It's going to go back and forth. It's going to be some things, you know what I'm saying, some talking. When it's talking, I'm going to put the thing down, and then when it's not talking, when I'm showing stuff, I'll show the stuff. Okay, so check it out. So 13, look, Mitzrayim, right? Mitzrayim, which is the son, we know, of Ham. Right? Look, Nimrod. So look, the sons of Ham. Mitzrayim, okay? And then you go, which we know Ham is the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, which include all Hebrews, whether, you know, whatever name you want to call them, Dominicans and Haitians and freaking Mexicans or whatever the hell. But we were all called Negroes, so everyone's just going to have to get over that. So here we go. So the Hamites, right, they're the Africans. We all know this. Okay, Mitzrayim, right, we know are the Egyptians. We come from the land of Matzariam, which is, you know, the land of slavery. Means bondage, cruel bondage, harsh punishment. So now, what does it say? That he had sons, right? What? It says he had Kasluhim, out of whom came the Philistines. And look, it gives me some precepts. Look, Amos 9 and 7. We all know what Amos 9 and 7 is. Look, Jeremiah 47 and 4. Look, what does 47 and 4 say? Jeremiah 47 and 4. Because of the day that cometh to spoil all the Philistines, and to cut off from Tyrus and from Zidon every helper that remaineth. For Yahweh will spoil the Philistines and the remnant of the country of Caphtor. The Isles of Caphtor. And it tells me to go back to Genesis 10 and 14. This is out of you guys' own KJV Bible, man. I'm just going to start slaying you with this thing. Let's see. And the reason why we're in it is because we're going to tear apart the New Testament. Okay, so check it out. Genesis 10 and 14. It says Caphtor, man. The Casluim, man. They come from the land of Caphtor. Man, I'm telling you. The Philistines, man. Man. I'm telling you. So anyway, now we know who the Philistines are. Really just technically Egyptians. Okay, so that's why, you know, Most High hates the Philistines, because they're damn Egyptians. Okay, so, let's see. Okay, so we're going to go to the New Testament, right? Woo! Let's show how this book is ridiculous. We're going to freestyle. Okay, check it out. New Testament of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Salak for saying that, but, you know, I'm just reading. Translated at the original Greek. Uh-oh. Greek! Oh, shit. The original Greek, not even Hebrew, son. That's embarrassing. Why would you...
Why would the Savior of the Hebrews be written in Greek?
Yeah, like, why would any Hebrew be inspired to speak in Greek? I'm going to write down the words of Yahweh in Greek.
Even though
like,
Hebrew.
What? We're Hebrew. Greek. It's because that's the language of the land. What? 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 Man, get out of here, man. Yeah, there ain't Greek. Get the hell out of here. Anyways, with the former translations diligently compared and revised by His Majesty's special command, appointed to be read in churches. So I guess you're not supposed to have this for like personal use or something. It says, with the words of our Lord while upon the earth, printed in red. Oh, so that's, because in this
Yahweh's words can't be in red.
I know, right? How come, okay, check it out. How come they call, in the Catholic Church, can anyone answer me? Why they call, look, it's even right here in my own Torah, right? It says, look, the gospel according to Saint Matthew. You're okay, you tired? It says the gospel according to Saint Matthew, right? How come Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John can be saints, right? But you don't have like Saint Jeremiah. Yeah, it's just Jeremiah and Daniel. You know what I'm just saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, and how come Christ's words are all up in red, but how come they can't accentuate the Most High's words? How come all of you? Well, I mean, the whole thing is Yahweh's words. All of them are Yahweh's words, but you know what I'm saying? Like, at least when he's speaking, when it's like, "Thus saith Yahweh," it could at least be like, you know, bold or something. You know what I mean? Like something to accentuate it.
Wouldn't they be able to do that?
Salak, everybody. He's just cranky. He's tired.
Wouldn't they be able to do that?
What? Oh hell yeah! If they can go through it.
The Most High's words and try, it wouldn't work because there would be no precepts for it.
What?
That's the thing. Like if they translated this into, you know, like or use Yahweh's words or some like kind of like resembling it, you know, kind of like, you know, pretty much just instead of saying, you know, and, you know, and just then, you know, but while he thought, you know, like just, like he never says it directly, you know.
No,
so
there is
like,
no thus saith, just because you're saying there's like no thus saith Yahweh, right? There's no thus saith the Lord, right, in the New Testament.
But they could do that.
They could, but they couldn't. That's what the Most High, that's how you know the Most High, you know what I mean, came from them, because they couldn't, it wasn't his words. You know what I'm saying? And then, well, not, and that's just one clue. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he never speaks through the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Which, not just saying like because then everybody's gonna try to run to Esther or something like that and say, "Oh, God never spoke in Esther" or something like that. You know what I mean? Nah. So, but I'm just saying like that. If you take it as a whole, Esther's found the Dead Sea Scrolls, so I don't even want to hear anybody talk about that. So, it's the same thing with like Job, you know. But it does say Yahweh in Job. So, but I don't know, whatever. It's just nitpicking, man. Everybody nitpicks at the Torah, but then look, that's the problem, is you could destroy the New Testament without doing the little nitpicking stuff, without doing the ridiculous, you know, the stupid stuff that people do. Oh, well, it says this, but it was saying, you know what I'm saying? They're just like reaching for some ridiculous argument like that. You don't even have to do that. Like just straight, blatant contradictions, cotton fat. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so a little my bitch. Sorry, I'm just mad because they don't do nothing special for Yahweh. They could at least. Why can't they do a Bible where it you know what I'm saying? I don't know, whatever. But anyway, let's see. Okay, let's start off in Matthew. Look, right off the freaking bat. Okay, look, it's chapter 1 and 1. What does it say? The book of the generations of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham, okay? And it's funny because I've heard a couple of camp people tell me that the reincarnation dudes, right? They try to say, oh, well, look, he was Solomon and he was Isaac. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the son of Abraham. They try to say that Christ has been here, that he was Adam. Christ is Adam. And then Adam was then reincarnated as Isaac, and then he reincarnated later on as like Solomon, and then he reincarnated as like final form as Christ, and then went into the heavens by UFO. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like that's like one of the camp doctrines. That's like some of the camp. I don't know if they like a lot of them still teach it or what, but I remember when I first started like watching them or whatever and started seeing that. I've heard a couple of them say that. I think GMS was the main one. But I'm not sure. But anyways, I think ICPK did too for a while too. Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking because what you were saying now that Michael came in from David, the lineage of David, or what?
That's what that's what the Jehovah's Witnesses try to say, because they can't explain Daniel 12 and 1.
They can't explain a lot of it.
Oh yeah. Well yeah. Hell. 12 and 1.
Oh, 12 and 1.
Just one verse. Yeah, they stumble on one verse. All Christians cannot handle Daniel 12 and 1. Because it says Michael will stand, the great prince of the people. Watch. Let's even go to it. Watch. Look. Let's mark up Matthew.
Shit, right?
Huh?
They try to insert the replacement theology.
Oh yeah, replacement theology. Perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
Salat Khan.
Their versions of it. Like
Khan. See, that's why I don't really like Christian translation. See, this is why I'm also using the KJV to show people just how freaking flawed this thing is. You know what I'm saying? Because the Christian translations specifically like manipulated things to like fit their doctrines and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because look, it says, look, Daniel 12 and 1, right? Look, we're at, look. Oh, well, it says, look, other side. Daniel, right? Okay. 12 and 1. At that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time, which is that day, thy people shall be delivered. Everyone shall be found written in the book. That shall be found written in the book. So basically, you know, Michael's the one standing, and this is where the damn Christians get caught up at, bro, because they can't explain away why it says Michael and not like Jesus or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, why does it say Michael every time? Why does it say the angel of the Lord, right? In your books, the angel of Yahweh. Why does it say that and not the Son of God or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Then their mystery book tries to justify it by saying, oh, well, he was hidden from the foundations of the world and oh, but then I thought, how was he hidden from the foundations of the world if he was Michael? When Hebrews says that look, let me get that real quick. Look, you want to chop up, look, anybody, this is for anybody, I don't know what anybody's situations are or whatever, but this is just for people. I'm just going to start dissecting this thing to freaking pieces because I'm tired of this damn book and I'm tired of people, like, manipulating, like, and trying to, like, buck dance around shit. No, hell no, I'm chopping it up right now. Okay, so we got what? The epistle of Paul, the apostle to the Hebrews, right? Look at this blasphemy. God, right, who at I'm just going to read it for what it is, because he's not the Most High. God, who at sundry times and at diverse manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom he also made the worlds. They're saying that he made the world. Bro, you know that bro. This is blasphemy. Okay, this is another problem I have with the New Testament. They say that Jesus created everything. They say that God created Jesus, and you know what? Those are the real curse words. How about that? Those are the real vile words, Lord and God and Jesus, okay? But everybody, Salah, can excuse me for using those terms and phrases, but I have to at this moment in order to iterate the you know what I'm saying? To make it plain so that everyone can understand, okay? Because we don't know who's watching, whatever. But I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Just speaking plainly. Don't everybody take it and whatever. Let Most High judge between me and you, okay? How about that? Take it up with Yahweh. So anyways... right? we've seen that, bro.
I just turned from one.
Just let him, bro. I know you want to thought was doing something. He turns around, just shots around like, because you know what's up, man. He's witnessed since what? Since 08? Since 08?
Since we first met.
Yeah, since 08. Yep. We went. What is that? Almost 6 years now. 5. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we got this, look, sundry times, right? Last days, look, he made the worlds. Okay, so like I was saying, they say that God, right, the Most High, well, I don't even like, because their God's different from our God, but let's just say Most High. So Most, because I hate the word God, it's just awful. So yeah, the Most High, right? Yeah, I know, right? So Most High, okay, Most High, I'll only say the word God if it's pertaining to the tribe, because that is how you pronounce the word God. You know what I'm saying? I guess I would venture to say that it would probably even be grammatically correct in the Hebrew to say Gawad.
Gawad?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to make it more full, because you know how the waws are added in the middle of the words. You know, I've taught you. You know what's up, bro. You know what's up with the Hebrew. I've taught you. Yeah. But anyway, so, and Brother Tabak knows about that too, huh? How the waws go in the middle of the words, right, to make it more full. Yeah. You've been learning. In fact, right now, he's freaking face down, and he's plowing Tabak's plowing some land, and so is Brother Darash over there with the books open. You don't even know what it looks like in this living room. Man, get out of here, man. This is a holy place. But anyways, 7 eyes, son. But anyways, so look.
I don't want to be reading this shit.
What? Well, the New Testament. I know. I'm sorry, but we're dismantling it.
I'm learning, dude.
Oh yeah, it's learning. But I know what you mean. It's like it's some vile shit, huh?
Because like right off the bat, like.
Right off the bat, dude. Right off the freaking bat. You can't even get to the introduction. Yeah, just the word Greek right off the bat. It's like,
You knew, like, you taught us about the Greek and Hebrew. How, like, it was like, obviously you don't know the history of the people.
Right?
Started
How long have I, right? Didn't I show you everything about the Greeks? Didn't I show everything about the Hebrew? I showed you where everything traced from and everything. So you should know. And,
history,
Brother Darash knows. It's just history. That's how you know people don't even know just straight history, bro. Bro, nah, man, I'm glad you're here, bro. Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. Prophecies right now, man. Okay, look, because it gives a precept for this. Look, it says 1 John 1 and 3. Look, it gives you a precept. 1 John, let me see that. 1 John 1 and 3, okay? Or not 1 John, Slock. John 1 and 3, okay? What does it say? Look. It says what? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. You know what? You could nitpick at that. You know, oh, it says the Word was God, right? But, you know, unfortunately for all of you guys out there that love this Greek book, I know Greek, and I know that when it says the Word was with God, that it says, ton, theon, you know what I'm saying? And when it says, and the Word was God, it just uses theos. So it says, ton theon, with the na at the end, right? With the nu, right? In the Greek, it's pronounced a nu. And then the Word was God, which is theos, right? Theos. So theon and theos. And even in the Hebrew, because I have a Hebrew New Testament as well, so I don't even know why you guys don't just switch over to those and try to act more legit, but whatever. But anyways, it says, and the Word, and in the Hebrew it says, ha alayam, or alahayam, and then over here it just says alahayam. You know what I'm saying? So it's the Alahayim, and then the second part is just Alahayim. But anyway, so you could nitpick at people with that, but, we'll even give them that one. The same was in the beginning with God. See, this is the dangerous part, is, the Most High, because I knew most of this information, most of the stuff we talk about, did I not have been not talking about this since we met and stuff like that? And, some of the stuff we learned on the way, but the majority of the shit, have I not been talking about it since way back then?
Aliens. The whole just shit, everybody who's just coming into it, just like, oh yeah, the Nephilim, the angel,
right? The aliens it's like, really, Nephilim? It's like, yeah, we've been on that for,
I know.
And then the whole Enoch thing, and the whole planets and all that stuff in the calendar for at least 3 years. This is the third year now. We've been off the pagan holidays for like 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been, you know what I'm saying? Long time, man, long time. But we got out of Christ, like 2 years ago, right? And see, and that's the thing, right? Is that, see, I think Yahweh had us stay under that for a specific reason, because we learned, because now I know Greek.
Learn through experience.
We know Greek, so then we can dismantle their bomb from the inside out. It's like Superman with the X-ray vision, he just like pierces his eyes through the fucking bomb and just like dismantles it from the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, But anyway, so we'll even give you that. Well, we know it's ton theon and theos, so we'll even give you that. The same was in the beginning with God. So they say Christ was in the beginning with God, right? All things were made by Him. What? All things were made by Him. Uh-oh. And look, precepts. Look, it even gives me the Hebrews 1:5. It gives me plenty more. There's plenty more. Do you want all these? Nah, we'll see, because we're trying to get to some other stuff, right? But anyways, look at how that blasphemy is. Things were made by Him, and without Him was anything made that was made. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men. So not only do they say that everything was made by Him, and without Him nothing was made that was made. So basically, that's why they say that God spoke the word, and then the word was out without form. You know what I mean? And then the Most High manifested it. You know what I'm saying? Look. It says, He was the true light, right, that cometh into the world. So He was just, that's why He said He was hidden from the foundations. They say He was just the Word, and then He was put, well, some Christians, so everybody has different Christian doctrines, right? But I'm just going to break each one of them down. One of them, the Christian doctrines, says that He was the Word, and then the Word was hidden until it was put into flesh, and then it was sacrificed, and then His body was translated into like a heavenly spiritual body, kind of like the angels, and then He went and sat on the right hand of God. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. Brother Darash is in amazement right now. In utter amazement. And then, okay.
We're able to understand this.
Yeah.
So much, like, we just, like, oh yeah, I understand this. Like,
You know what? I just want to add something real quick, family. Again, I'm showing this video. I think it's extremely important. I watched the majority of it already, but I wanted to go back and take some notes. And I thought, you know what? Might as well share it with the live, bro. Y'all are working with me. You're rocking with me. So that's called all glory to our Creator. Anyways, he said something that says the word was made manifest. Okay, the word was made manifest. When you pay attention to the mystery teachings, right? They talk about manifestation. That is actually one of like Trismegistus, Hermes Trismegistus' 7 fucking principles of law or some shit. It's all kind of manifestation. So it literally is initiating you into the mystery teachings. Manifestation. Pay attention to these words. Let's continue.
But a lot of people can't.
A lot of people can't see through the veil. It's a veil, bro. It's like it take like a cloth, right? It's like covering it with the serape, bro, and then just like, you know, you're all cloaked up, son.
Yeah, because it goes back to the fucking book, their book, their mystery school book.
God.
Right? Because he's supposed to be manifested into himself through the sun and shit, and became, you know.
Oh yeah, see, that's the Trinity stuff. Yeah, see. The Adam Kadmon. See, Brother Darash has read the Masonic word and knows their secret teaching too. So see, we are witnesses to their bullshit. So they can't pull no wool over our eyes, bro. They can't fool us with this nonsense. Like, look at this nonsense. How could you say, look, but as many received him, we are the sons of God, right? And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. So see, this word was invisible, that made flesh, and we beheld his glory, the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace with him. What do you mean, only begotten? What does that mean, only begotten? What? Someone's going to have to explain that. But anyways, well, I mean, I already know, but, you know, that's sarcastic. But I'm willing to hear it out. But it says, all things were made by him. Without him was not anything made that was made. We go back to Hebrews, and what do we see? Look, by whom all... So he made the worlds. So they say that God in the beginning created Jesus, and then Jesus then created everything else. See that he used his word, which is Jesus without form, and he created everything else. Unless they say that he was Michael, that someone's really gonna have to like super. I want to see someone super break down the doctrine, like really defend their doctrine, trying to say that Michael is Jesus, that they're the same. I would really like to see someone defend that doctrine, so that I could chop it to pieces.
Choppings. I mean, I guess we could pull out the pike.
Pull out the pike or what?
I mean, that's defending your religion right there, right?
I know, right? That's what you guys have to do to pull out. That's your guys' best weapon for all you guys that agree with the New Testament. Yeah, that penne, man. Your best defense is to whip out the pike, man, because Pike, he's your boy, right? He's the one that supports your dead risen Savior God. Does not Pike believe in a dead risen Savior God? Don't they all believe in a dead risen Savior God?
Because it goes back to Dagon, dude. It's Dagon.
Dagon.
He came back, right?
Who is Osiris? Who is Tammuz?
Manifested himself as a man.
Manifested himself as a man. See, and not to say that angels don't come amongst men, because like I said, obviously, they're, you know, in Tobit, which Tobit is found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Raphael. Yeah, exactly. They're allowed by the Most High to do their to come down here and do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did Raphael say? That they thought they saw him eat and drink, but he really didn't.
Was like, no, I just made you think that I was.
Yep. You know what I'm saying?
The Force.
It's probably the same thing when Abraham had accompanied the three angels, the three Malakim. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so we're going back to so anyways, you're Jesus boy, okay? But anyway, let's go back to
because I'm reading something like related to that.
Yeah, are you?
In the Wisdom of Solomon.
Are you?
Because right, because he created beauty, right? I remember God created beauty, but then everyone started saying like beauty, you know, like he was, you know, like Jesus was the beauty, right?
Yeah,
like, they started worshiping like the earth, right?
They started worshiping the creature more than the creator.
Yeah, like it goes back to the potter thing, right?
Yeah,
They started worshiping
the clay instead of the potter.
Right?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're exactly right. Okay, so let's go back.
But God said, you know, right? For the first author of beauty hath created them, right? which is God, right?
Yeah, Yahweh.
Let them know how much better Yahweh of them is, for the first author of beauty has created them.
Yep, Khan. So how much more beautiful is Yahweh, who created the creation? How beautiful is the creation, then how much more beautiful is Yahweh, man? And they try to take that beauty and give it to some idol. Dressed in green. The jolly green giant, the Green Lantern. Because he's the light of he's the Green Lantern. He's the Green Lantern, man. He's the Green Lantern. But anyway, sorry. It's sorry, we're weird. We're all odd. Yeah, we're just going to have to get over it. We are who we are, damn it. But anyways, you don't think the Most High always cracks jokes? If nobody likes joke, man, the Most High is funny. People must not know. If you don't know that the Most High is the funniest of the funnies, then I don't know what. You must not know the Most High, man. And he will use you as the joke. He makes jokes on us all day, huh? He'll make you eat your own words every day. He'll immediately almost.
As soon as you say it, boom.
But oh, damn it! That's why it says in Proverbs to be careful with your words, right? But you know what I'm saying? Like the Most High, he's like so funny, man. Like if you read the prophets, I mean, yeah, he's being like harsh and stuff, but that's what's so funny. He's calling people whores and saying that they like spread their legs open for all the men that just come with their big old balls, and you know what I'm saying? Like really, for reals, like break it down for really what it is. That's what the Most High is saying. He's saying we're whores that love the penne idol, bro, the penis idol. Sorry, but that's what all your mystery school dead risen savior gods are. That's what that's symbolic of, man. Like, I'm sorry, but we're all adults, and we're just going to have to get over it and discuss it. Because that's what this thing is, man. That's what the risen, the Savior rose, right? Basically got an erection, and then it died, right? It fell, it got crucified, basically it ejaculated, and then it went back down, right? He went limp, and then it's limp, and that's when he's dead in the earth, and then he resurrects. He re-erects, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, sorry, but that's what it is, bro. That's what Osiris is. That's what them dudes are. What does it go back to? It goes back to the Nephilim, because what does it say in Enoch, which is found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and is specifically this chapter. It talks about how them angels, man, them fallen angels, them watchers, right? The ones that transgressed, it says that which they were built for that, they transgressed, it says that they had horses, the privy members like horses. Which Brother Gabaria brought out the scripture in Ezekiel where it talks about the donkeys, the members of donkeys. And that's the same thing, man. The penne worship, dude, it goes back to the Nephilim, to the women. That's why they go after the women, man. They get women to worship. That's why they get them to do, I'm sorry, but they get them to get dildos. And to do the initiations and all the pornos, because that goes back to the Greek word pornos, which means prostitution for money. And that's what they get them. They're initiating them. That's what it says. They had temple prostitutes. You could look up all the dead risen savior gods. You can look up all of them in the encyclopedia. You have it, the Encyclopedia of the Gods, right, Darash? You got the Encyclopedia of the Gods, and he even saw it in the damn library of the high school. And they worship the penne, and not only that, but they had temple prostitutes. What do you think them temple prostitutes were doing? They were worshiping a penne. And then it goes even deeper because they said that they saw women weeping for Tammuz. Well, if you go into the footnote in the Stones edition to Enoch, where it says women weeping for Tammuz, it says that the women were making the statue of Tammuz weep. Tammuz was a penis god. So if they were making a penis weep, that means... And not only that, but I'm sorry, but it is what it is. They have dildos that have fake ejaculate.
Yes, they do.
They have dildos with fake ejaculate. You know what I'm saying? They are initiating people into their mysteries without even knowing it. And a lot of them do know it. The ones that are famous and that they produce the stuff and they try to fool people into getting involved in that. They know what's going on, but everybody else that just goes to like the store and tries to spice their life up or whatever, when it should just be, it should be no problem, man. Like, bro, come on. Abraham was making sons at 100, bro. There should be no problem, dude. You know what I'm saying? Gideon had 70 sons. It should be no problem. Okay? So, I'm just saying, but, whatever. But anyway, so... But back to to trail off. But it is what it is, man. And if I'm to prove it, oh yeah, we could keep going about that shit. But that's not the topic, you know what I'm saying. But we'll do another topic about that. But I wanted to show you this thing. And look, let me show you this right off the genealogies, right? So check it out. You got Matthew. It says, Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Judas and his brethren, okay? So now, hold that Matthew, right? And let's go to Luke, the book of Luke. We got some questions about this genealogy stuff. Okay, let's go to Luke. I think it's the 3rd chapter. Ah, yes, the 3rd. Okay, so now we have another one. What does it say? Let's go to Luke 3 and 22. And it says, And the Holy Ghost descended in a bodily shape like a dove upon him. And a voice came from heaven which said, Thou art my son, I dwell. Okay, Jesus himself began to be about 30 years of age, being as was supposed, in parentheses, as was supposed, the son of Joseph, which was the son of Heli. Now you've got two different sects, like divisions of Christians. You've got some Christians that believe in the Trinity thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it says as was supposed in parentheses. So you got some of them that believe in the Trinity thing, which, so they say, oh, as was supposed, meaning he wasn't really the son of Joseph. It was the Immaculate Conception. So for all you people for the Immaculate Conception, okay, why is there 2 genealogies, one in Matthew? Why do you have Joseph's genealogy in Matthew then? For everybody that's into the Immaculate Conception, why is Joseph's genealogy in the book of Matthew? What is the need for Joseph's genealogy, right, if he has nothing to do with the birth of Jesus, right? And for all of you that say that he came from Joseph, which is what it says in Romans, right? Romans 1, it says that he came from the sperma. The Greek word is sperma of David. So that's why they have the genealogy in Matthew, to try to prove, see, that's the whole basis of Jesus, is that he was the descendant of David, this supposed person that came from David and died for everyone's sins and resurrected, which was supposedly supposed to be prophesied in the Torah, which it wasn't. So anyways, so let's get the genealogy, right? Look, so it goes backwards, but let's start from the top, because look, it goes all the way back, supposedly it goes all the way back to Adam. Okay, so it goes all the way back to Adam, but we want to go down. We don't want to start from all the way back there. Okay, so look, Judas, right? Judah, right? He had Phares, which had Esrom, and he had Aram, right? What does this say? Judas had Phares and Zerah and Thamar, and Phares begot Ashram, and Ashram begat Aram. Okay, there's Aram. Okay, so let's go down further. Okay, so Jesse, we'll start right here. Jesse begat David.
Let me share this with you. This is why I wanted to, share this video with you all. I was supposed to do a class today, but I am not done with the research, so that's why I paused it, okay? Today's class was supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, I can't even remember the name, but it was scheduled for today, okay? And I had been saying it since Thursday. I got a little caught up. Things didn't get worked out the way I wanted. I still have some notes to finish, but I wanted to at least bring you all to the attention of what we're talking about. What are we sharing? What are we dealing with? We're dealing with a nation of people, whether you call them Gentiles or not Israelites, I don't know, Nimrods, Hamitic, all that mentality, that spirit, has been pushing this doctrine for ages. This is not new. This doctrine of the devil, right, Lucifer, Jesus, is not new. It's been going on for centuries. And we were warned in the Old Testament about what we were going to be facing. This concept of the stars and the, crescent moon, there was a meaning behind it. Now, this is in Spanish, by the way, so let me translate it in English. At least most of the words are translated properly. Some of them are going to be a little confusing. But the whole point being is this concept here. This concept of who? This right here. That entity right there is called Orpheus. Orpheus Bacchus. Dionysus, so to speak, right? Or Osiris Dionysus. That dude, before Jesus, died on a cross for the sins of man, he gave his body and his flesh, sacrificed to him as well, which, by the way, back then when they would sacrifice they would sacrifice to these gods, they would actually eat the flesh of the sacrifice. Not cooked, by the way, raw. And they would drink the blood of the sacrifice as well, which is what you do every Sunday if you go to a Christian church, right? No matter what church you go to, they give you the little bread thing, and then they want to give you the wine. Even BHI camps do this shit. Let's continue, by the way. Let's make sure that we understand what are we learning from. Symbolism is also appears in artifacts and present in common. So again, my goal was to do the class today to really go on these topics. I was going to go heavy. But here's an example. This star that you guys read in the New Testament was mentioned before. They call it the dark star. Okay? Do you understand? Like they were so focused on the solar system that they derived or they drove their religion off of that concept with mythology and history and similarity of the Old Testament, which they call typology. Let me look that up for you guys real quick so you guys can understand what we're looking here. What are we doing? Typology means what? A classification according to general type, especially in archaeological psychology or social science, a typology of Saxon cremation vessels, the study or interpretation of types and symbols, usually, especially in the Bible, right? There's got to be a better meaning for this, bro. Like, that's just kind of like very general, you know what I mean? The study of analysis, a doctrine of theological types. That's what typology means. What? You take theology and, you create a doctrine with all the types of that thing you're trying to create from. That's why you hear, for example, as a matter of fact, let me bring this to your attention. I want to bring this to your attention because I don't think I even brought it up to y'all. I've talked to brothers on the phone about this, right? But I don't think I've ever actually expressed it to you. Okay, so now, do you guys understand that part where Isaac, right? Abraham is taking Isaac to be sacrificed, okay, right? I think, what chapter is that, man? Isaac. Hold on a second. Let me look for it. I think Genesis, let's see, Abraham named the son. Abraham circumcised his son 8 days. Abraham 100 years when his son was born. Grew, therefore Abraham cast out bondmen. Hold on a second. I'm trying to look for the actual verse. If you guys can get it before me, please, by all means, let me know. I'm in Genesis 22 right now. I'm trying to look for it. I am son, behold. Okay, here it goes. So it's Genesis 22, okay? It's talking about the sacrifice of Isaac. Now, here you see that, there's this spirit angel telling him to sacrifice his son. Okay? Again, I want to talk about the angel aspect of this on this chapter on another day. But this angel, for some reason, tells him to go and try to sacrifice his son. Okay? Then it says here, verse 13, and Abraham lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering instead of his son. Now, remember, keep in mind that a ram is an adult lamb, okay? A ram is an adult lamb. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is that they take typology like this, blended with Jesus. Jesus died on a cross with what? The thicket of thorns in his head. A thicket of thorns in his head, meaning what? You see it in Christianity. They do it in movies. It's I don't even know how to really explain it, to be honest with you, for lack of illiteracy, I guess. I'm not like slightly educated. I'm trying to do my best to communicate these things. But I mean, I kind of really I'm starting to understand exactly where this whole concept of religion, their religion came from. So they were I don't know, bro. They were expecting this thing. And they call it a dark star. Even the Sumerians were thinking of this as well. This is not new. This is very fucking deep, fam. Like, these are actual facts. Like, these are, coins that they printed to remind themselves. So I asked you, who is this? That looks like the typical God, G-O-D, that we run into. Looks like a typical Jesus that we run into, and he's got 7 stars here, holding some type sort of a lamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 lamps, 7 stars shining from the sun. Who is what? This Jesus guy. So the New Testament, if you want to say that it's real, well then how come this Jesus shows up way before the New Testament? That's why I'm sharing this video.
Which was, look, Nathan. It says Nathan right there, and it even gives you a precept. 1 Samuel 5, 2 Samuel 5 and 14, right? Look, Nathan. The house of Nathan. Nathan was one of David's sons. In fact, we'll get that. What is that? 2 Samuel 5 and 14. Hold on. Slack. I'm going to find it right now. 2 Samuel 5 and 14. Let's get it. 2 Samuel. Hold on. What's up, Buck?
I can't find this word, and I'm on the roll right now. And I'm trying to...
It held you up. Stopped you up. Hold up. So look, I just want to get this right. Right, 2 Samuel, right, 6.
Hey, brother, good to have you here, bro. Good to have you here, man. Sorry, I was mute for a bit. Hey, by the way, good to have you here, East Side, bro. My buttons aren't working. You guys can hear it? Yeah, I know. It's all good. So anyways, let me read this. Yep, phallic worship, the one in the Vatican City, was moved from Egypt. I was just actually talking about that. I did not know. I did not know that they actually took the phallic from Egypt. Like, why do that? Why take the phallic from Egypt? Like, what does that have to do with Christianity? I mean, let's put it this way. Y'all know this already, right? We're not Christians here. But what the F does a phallic have to do with the Christian Bible? The Christmas Christian doctrine. The New Testament, who is going to be thoroughly destroyed. They even admit it themselves from the Rome Report YouTube channel. Wow. Let's continue. Good to have you here, brother.
Start 13. And David took him more concubines and wives out of Jerusalem after he was come from Hebron. And there were yet sons and daughters born to David, and these were the names of those sons that were born unto him in Jerusalem: Shammua and Shobab and Nathan and Solomon and Ibhar also and Eliashib. So see right there, Nathan's one of his sons. So you got Nathan and you got Solomon. They're brothers, okay? Nathan and Solomon. Right here, you have, look, this is Matthew 1 and 6. Jesse begat David, and David the king begat Solomon of her that had been the wife of Urias. And Solomon begat Rehoboam, and Rehoboam begat Abiah. Okay? But the problem is when you go to Luke 3, okay? When you go to Luke 3, what does it say? Right? Where's David? David, right? It says Nathan. Look, which was the son of Maliah, which is Manan, which was the son of Mattatha, which was the son of Nathan, which was the son of David. So it said David had Nathan, and Nathan had Mattatha. But right here it says David had Solomon, and Solomon had Rehoboam. So there's your first problem. Compare Matthews 1 and 7, right? Matthews 1 and 7 with Luke 3 and 31. Matthews 1 and 7 with Luke 3 and 31. You've got the problem right there. So which one is it? Is it through Nathan's seed or is it through Solomon's seed? And you've got a whole different genealogy from there, buddy. Right there you got Heli had Joseph. This is Joseph was the son of Heli. And some people are like, oh, he's the son-in-law, right? Look, watch, check it out. Because I know all your tricks. Look, Zondervan, right? Let's go to Heli, right? Let's see what Heli has to say, right? I used to teach this stuff, bro. I used to teach the New Testament, man. Get out of here, dude.
That's what I love the fact that he said that, bro. I love the fact that he said that because I was the same way. I was in it. bro, I freaking loved it. You get what I mean? Like I enjoyed reading it, and I would break it down. And dude, if you go back to some of my classes, I was breaking down some kind of, I was breaking down some shit. So he's speaking from experience. He's not just criticizing it because, I don't like it, I'll never read it. No, he was in it. And this is what I'm sharing with y'all. I was in it. So for you mofos to be questioning me like, you're just causing confusion, as if I've never read the book, bro. I probably study so much more than a lot of you mofos, brothers. Because I am a little bit autistic and shit, you know what I mean? So I do have that little problem of like constantly being entrailed in certain things, right? But anyhow, enough of my talking. This is so powerful. Let's continue. Wait, hold on. Let me see. We have one in New York that was also moved from Egypt. It's in Central Park. No fucking way, dude. Let me see this. Hold on. Hold on.
All right, watch. Check it.
Sorry. Let me look this up. So the phallic from Egypt moved to Rome, right? Let me look that up. It says, did an Egyptian phallus move to Rome? There's no known historical or archaeological record of it. Blah, 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 blah. Egyptian phallic tradition. So I don't know, bro. Maybe not. I checked that one out. So let's see. The New York. Does New York have a phallic from Egypt? Does New York have a phallic, from Egypt? Yes. New York does have a phallic object from Egypt. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, my phone is charging. I'll go check it. Let me play. Matter of fact, let me go get it. And then let me play the video. Again, this is the New Testament exposed, dissecting lies from Greek book. You guys can watch the video on your own. But again, I'm going through my notes, and I thought maybe, you know what? Let me show this to my people, bro. 10 years ago, this brother brought this out.
All under the Christ spell, man. You know what I'm saying? We were all under some type of heathen spell. Which?
Let me let him say that again, bro.
Get out of here, dude. Let's see what Heli has to say, right? I used to teach this stuff, bro. I used to teach the New Testament, man. Get out of here, dude. Alright, watch, check it. We were all under the Christ spell, man. You know what I'm saying? We were all under some type of heathen spell.
All of us were deceived. And that's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but it's like, you're not the only ones. So when we're bringing this information out, or at least me for myself, like I've shared a lot of information regarding our people in the Bible. I didn't have to go to the curses. And I can guarantee you, I'm the only channel that does not have to go to the curses to prove who we are according to the Bible. And I will go to diet, clothing, folklore, and a bunch of things, right? So, my intent wasn't to like mislead people. I really believed the New Testament. Like for a moment, I was like, no, man, and then I started seeing certain things. And I was even still not willing to accept that. Like, for example, we'd say to people, don't worship the white Jesus, don't worship the black Jesus, don't worship the Virgin Mary, don't go to churches, don't do this, don't do that, don't celebrate Christmas, da 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 da. But yet we're still preaching a Jesus? Like, that makes no sense.
Which one?
The whole, because it's a living Bible,
Which one?
God's alive.
Right? No, it's the Taurus 360. It's past, present, and future. The Living Bible, no, but the translation, the Living Bible, the reason why they do is that's why they try to make it like the what do they say, the Declaration of Independence, or whatever they say, it's a living document, meaning it can be changed.
One more link so you guys can see it. Now, I brought this link out a lot of times, and I shared this with you guys the other class yesterday, right? And I was like, yo, listen, we're going to talk about this we're going to talk about this, on another day, which was today. But, I just wanted to reference it while I was showing the class. Now, watch this real quick. Watch this. This is crazy, bro. This is freaking crazy. Okay, so this is Diodorus Siculus. Oh, man, what's going on? Apparently, he's giving me a hard time with this stuff here. Come on, bro. What's going on here? Uh-oh. What the hell? Hold on, family. Oh, great. Hold on. Let me try to fix this. Come on, bro. Hurry up. Come on. Sorry about that, family. Like, this is acting stupid. This is, okay, here it goes. Come on, bro. Hurry up. Oh, my God, bro. Come on, dude. Okay, here we go. Okay. So, let's see if Dionysus. Okay, so now, look, this is Diodorus Siculus. So, anybody that ever wants to reference Diodorus Siculus, you better be careful. You better be careful who you're referencing. Diodorus Siculus mentions Dionysus 134 times. Okay? Diodorus Siculus was a Greek poet, historian, all that shit in 60 before Common Era, right? And it reads here, so you guys can see it. They were expecting a star for a while. This is not new. Nothing new under the sun. And of ancient Greek writers of mythology, some give to Osiris the name Dionysus. Now, Dionysus died on a cross, was celebrated on December 25th, was turned water into wine, used the Eucharist, meaning he offered his flesh and his blood, came to save man from their sins, born of a virgin, the same concepts. And it says here, named Dionysus, or with a slight change in form, Sirius, like Cyrus. So your iPhone's like Sirius. That's why they tell you, they show you, they're letting you know who their God is. One of them, Eumolpus, in his Bacchic hymn, meaning Dionysic psalm, so to speak, our Dionysus, shining like a star, with fiery eyes in every ray. While Orpheus says, and this is why men call him Shining One and Dionysus. That's heavy fucking duty.
That's what they try to say, but the Torah is infinite. It's forever. The law's been there. It's in heavenly tablets, bro. Like, it can't change. That's why everything is coming to pass as what it was said. You know what I'm saying?
I hadn't read the Old Testament, and I've read mostly out of the New Testament. Because I was Catholic, right?
Yeah, come on.
So, and then, I know that we have been studying this and trying to study out the scripture and stuff, but I remember you saying you've read the Old Testament, right, before?
Oh, yeah, come on. I've read it. I've read the Torah.
Before, when you were on...
Oh, yeah, even when I was teaching Christ, I was reading the whole thing all the way through.
You think it might have changed?
I was studying both.
Like the actual context, I guess you'd say? I don't think it changed. You just
in the Hebrew, it's the same. It's the English translation that changes the context. That's why I say the Christian translations of the Bibles are sketchy.
That's an excellent point, because it's true. I was talking to my wife about this. I told her, I'd like to learn how to read Greek and Hebrew. I was advising, like, do you want to learn it with me? Because I'm going to start doing it. Why? The reason is because when you are reading translation, like, you don't get the real gist of it. They're telling you what they believe. And how many translations of the Bible do we have? Pick and choose. You got a bunch of them. So, I mean, again, a lot of us work, have things to take care of. I'm not saying, hey, go learn Hebrew, you're never going to learn. I'm not saying that. Some of us are going to do it. And I would advise some of you brothers to maybe start learning it as well, so you can help us see things a lot more clear. I have already taken the decision to do that. I'm tired of seeing these Hebrew words, and I don't know what the fuck they say, but I'm reading it in English. So it's like, that's imperative. I think it's a perfect fucking point.
Because they're Christian interpretations. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why it's so important, if you do have a Christian translation, that you pray to Yahweh to give you the discernment, and that you try your best to at least get like a concordance, so that you could, and the dictionary, the concordance dictionary combo, so that you are able to read the Hebrew, you know what I'm saying, to go research and make sure that it's saying what it's saying, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But look, so this is an example. Strong's exhaustive concordance, okay? This thing's all beat up. So let's get this definition of Heli. This is Eli, the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, in the genealogy of Jesus in Luke 3 and 23. According to another view, though, He is the father of Mary, the mother of Jesus, a view that is reached by punctuating the Greek differently. See genealogy of Jesus Christ. So they say the way you punctuate the Greek will give you whether it's Mary's father. Okay, so that's the real question. Okay, so which one is it? Okay, we know Matthew 1 for a fact is Joseph's genealogy. Okay, so for all of you Immaculate Conception guys, why does it give Joseph's genealogy? What's the purpose of it? Because he's not his father. And then secondly, you've got the one in Luke. Okay, you got the genealogy in Luke. So whose is that? If that also is Joseph's genealogy, again, if it's Immaculate Conception, why would it be there? And if it's Mary's genealogy, and then if it is Joseph's genealogy as well, why are the contradictions? Is it Nathan or Solomon? And then you've got, okay, if not that route, if it's Mary's genealogy, okay, it traces Mary, right? It traces Mary back to Nathan, okay? So that means Mary comes from Nathan, and Joseph comes from Solomon. And this is why they say, oh, he's all Judah, right? All Judah, right? Okay, so that takes away all those people that try to say he's half Levi, half Judah. You know why because I've actually heard some people try to say that he's half Levite, that Mary was half Levi, half Judite. And do you know why some of them say that? Because if you go to Luke, the first chapter, right, it talks about the parents of John the Baptist. Look, Luke 1 and 5. There was in his days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias of the course of Abiah, and his wife was of the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. So these people were Aaronites, okay? So they were of the sons of Aaron, which meaning they were Levites, okay? Now, if you jump down to verse, right here, 36, what does it say? 1 and 36, and behold, thy cousin Elizabeth, she hath also conceived, and her son of old age. Who is this son? Go up to verse, what is it? Right here, verse 13. But the angel said, so this is an angel saying this. So who's wrong? Is it the person, is it Luke who wrote it down? Is it the angel that misspoke? Is it, you know what I'm saying? What happened here? Fear not, Zacharias, for thy prayer is heard, and thy wife Elizabeth shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name John, and thou shalt have joy and gladness, and many shall rejoice at his birth. Right? Oh, okay, so he's Elijah. He's Elijah. Look, Jesus, right? So Mary is cousins with Elizabeth. And it even says verse 58 for a precept. Let's go to verse 58. What does it say? And the neighbor and her cousins heard now that Yahweh had been great mercy upon her, and they rejoiced at her cousins. So she was related to these people. So that means Elizabeth and Mary were related, because that's what everybody says, that John the Baptist and Jesus were cousins, right? Well, that would have to mean that Mary was a Levite. You know what I'm saying? She had to have been a Levite, because Levites can't marry with outside the Levitical families. So who messed up? Was it Mary? Did she mess up? Did her parents mess up and they sinned? And you know what I'm saying? Then that means his genealogy is broke. It's a sinful genealogy, because the Levites married in with the Judites. And that's why some people try to say, oh, he's King of Kings and Lord of Lords. You know what I'm saying? But it's no, you can't justify that. Like he's not Judite and Levite. That's impossible. So he has to.
Matter of fact, there's a scripture in Tobit that talks about that, regarding marrying into your own tribes in order for you not to lose your inheritance. That was a concept. You didn't want to lose your inheritance, right? That's why tribes would marry tribes. Like, you know, Ephraimites would marry Ephraimites, Levites would marry Levites, Issacharites, Judites. They would all, like, you know, marry within the tribes. That was the point of keeping tribes. There was even a law regarding those particular situations. If you ended up marrying another tribe, the tribe of the father was the one that still kept the inheritance of the land that was given by the Most High. This is why I wanted to share this video with y'all, because the brother's making a lot of good points. Let's continue. Nobody, like for example, I didn't even think of that. Like, you're right. Like, why would marry a Levite marry a Judite? Like, the laws, literally, like, even you go back to Ezra or you go back to Nehemiah, it talks about, like, get rid of all these other nations. Tobit specifically talks about, like, hey, marry somebody of your own tribe. So it was a very I don't know, it was a requirement because, again, it's about your inheritance. Well, let's continue. Again, let's continue. Let's continue with this confusion then. I guess so. All right.
Be all Judite, but then that throws off, well, then how are Mary and Elizabeth related? Because Mary, it says right here that they're cousins in verse 36. Thy cousin Elizabeth. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, man, and so see, there's genealogy problems right off the bat. Right off the freaking bat, man, there's genealogy problems. And those need answering. From all these New Testament cats that act like they want to, you know what I mean, they want to run around with their idol. 4773, look, check it out. Slack, hold on. Trying to look up something in the dictionary real quick. Okay.
I was thinking about this the other day, just a side point. For some people that come to my channel and say, oh, look at him, he's shaved head and he doesn't grow his beard out. I would rather be really shaved and no beard than to follow that book that you guys want to defend.
Slack, hold on, almost there. Okay, here we go. See, look. Here we go. Ready? Okay, so that word, right? That word for cousins. Look, I'll even show you. Look. Let's even get the proof. Look, because I know motherfuckers is. Okay, so we'll put this right here as a marker. Okay, look, check it out. We'll go to the concordance. We'll go to the letter C. Okay. We'll go to COU. Okay. Cousin. The cousin of Elizabeth, she hath also, look, 1 and 36, look, 4773, okay? So that's the same word, 4773. What does 4773 say? Right? Sugenos, okay? Sugenes, with an E. Oh, look, Sugenes. Well, sorry, Slack, I always try to practice my Greek. See, Sugenia. Oh, so anyway. It says from 4862 and 1085, a relative by blood, by extension a fellow countryman or a cousin, a kin, a kinsfolk, a kinsman. So right there. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, well then if you're going to try to pull the whole, it says relative by blood, so it's by blood. And if you want to try to pull the whole Israelite, oh, well, it's just Israelites, blah, 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 then Mary was amongst the Levites and blah, 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 right? Okay then, well then everyone needs to stop saying that John the Baptist and Jesus were cousins and shit. Like for all of you people that claim that. See, we got to clear up these things, man. These things are going to be cleared up and exposed, all of it.
Excellent points. I'm telling you, man, like that's why brothers, we all have a lot. We all have something to share, something that helps us connect the puzzle together. You know what I mean? He's making excellent points. Some of the questions that honestly, I didn't even think about. I'm going to be fair. Let's continue. So you got to show respect, at least in some way. You know what I mean? Like you can't be like, fucking no. That's just jealousy, brothers. Like if you can't give somebody credit for their wisdom and knowledge, then you're just jealous. You're insecure. You know what I mean? Like you're not willing to be like, hey, bro, that's pretty good shit. You know what I mean? If you're a strong man, you're okay to say that. When you're wrong, you're wrong. When you're right, fucking go with it. Let's go.
People are going to cut. And even, like I said, even if then, it still doesn't matter because they still have to answer for the genealogy mistake. Like what? Oh, man. It's nonsense, man. He didn't come from David, bro. David's the last of the Davidic ones on the throne was Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel built the temple, and that was it. That the Hasmoneans had rule after the Greek invasion. After the Greek invasion, there's no speak of any Davidic anything like that. You know what I'm saying? There is no line. There's no prophecies pertaining to anything like that. So, like I said, they have some questions to get answered. Let's see. Let's go back to Matthew now. Okay, so you guys got questions to answer. What's up with these genealogies, right? Is Mary related to Elizabeth, or is she not, right? Are they blood or are they not? Are they cousins? Is John the Baptist and Jesus cousins? Are they related by blood? If so, you know what I'm saying? There's too many questions. There's too many questions. But see, that's just trivial shit, man. I've already done a video on this. The Emmanuel, right? I've already done a video on this about Isaiah chapter 7, okay? I broke it down a while back. If anybody needs me to redo it, I'll redo it. But basically, it's Emmanuel. Emmanuel is it's Isaiah. If you want to go on, like, because there's, you know, you could do the whole temple thing where it's symbolic of our people and all this stuff, right? Returning to the land. But check it out. I just want to show you something real quick, because it's Emmanuel, right? Check this out. Okay, hold on.
This with you guys, family. When I went into IUIC, right? Because I was part of IUIC for like 4 years and shit. Brought my family and all that crap. San Diego. And, you know, you go in there and then they, you know, yeah, eventually you got to change your name. So I did not like my name when I found out what the fuck my name meant. You know, like legally I am Caesar. It's like, who the fuck wants to be Caesar, bro? My mom really messed up on that. Anyways, so, you know, I was like, bro, I don't want this name. Can you guys suggest a name? Typically, they give you 3 names. They give you 3 options to choose from. That's usually, like, supposedly the way. But apparently, this captain of that cab was like, nah, bro, the only thing I think about is Emmanuel. I'm like, Emmanuel? God with us. Like, okay. But then, when you really sit back and think about it, Emmanuel means God with us. It doesn't mean God with one. God with him, God with Jesus, God with the Messiah, God with, you know, whatever, like the chosen, God with the Son of Man, like, you know what I mean? He says, God with us, continuously mentioning Israel, like Israelites. The Old Testament basically is talking about God and the Israelites. The New Testament is not talking about that. The New Testament is talking about Jesus and everybody else. Let's continue.
It's a lot. Look. See, it's Emmanuel. See, Emmanuel, right? A messianic name. They see, and that's how they try to say. See, Emmanuel. Look. Immanuel. Okay, we're gonna go to Immanuel because they try to say in the beginning of the dictionary. Oh, it's just a messianic name, right? Oh, check it out. 6005, right? Check this out. Right? Amanawal. Right? Or Amanawal. Right? And it says what? God Emmanuel. Right? What does that say? Typical name of Isaiah's son. Whoa, what was that? Isaiah's son. Because if you read chapters 7 and 8 together, it'll tell you that it was Isaiah's son because he approached a prophetess and she conceived. And he told him it was the same son, man. Maharshabal, you know, whatever it was. It's a crazy name that he calls him too. He hasn't called him a second name, just like we're called Jacob and Israel and all that stuff, right? But anyway, so even the dictionary will tell you that's just Isaiah's son. But you know. But, let's see. So you got the Emmanuel thing. And like I said, you have to read the whole chapters, which we're not going to do right now because it's already like an hour long. We're just going to hit some points. Like I said, it's freestyle. But you have to read the whole chapters of chapter 7 and chapter 8. It's historical, man. Like if you want to go like on a plain, you know what I'm saying, like level, like it's historical. It's a historical fact. It was talking about, it said before the child, let's just go there real quick. Quick cut, okay? Quick head cut, Isaiah 7, right? 7 and 14. We could even just, because I know you guys don't like to read whole chapters and stuff. So, you know, we'll even just do your little cherry picking. So what does it say? Therefore, Yahweh himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive, which is a maiden shall conceive, and bear a son, and thou shalt call his name, right, Amanuel, right? Okay, and it says, what? Butter and honey shall he eat, that he may know to refuse the evil and to choose the good. For before, see that word right there? Before the child knows to refuse the evil and to choose the good, the land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both her kings. What kings are those? Look, the head of Assyria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. And within 65 years, Ephraim shall be broken and not a people. Why? Because the head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is Remaliah's son. And why? Because what's going on with that? Look, it says, look, that Syria, look. Let's go up to chapter 7, look. In the days of Ahaz, right? And it came to pass in the days of Ahaz. So this is the days of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, and Rezin, the son of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, right? Went up to Jerusalem and to war against it, but could not prevail against it. And it was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim, and his heart was moved, and the heart of the people as the trees of the woods. So see, Ephraim, the northern tribes, and Syria, this is historical, okay? This is the historical aspect. The Syrians, right, the sons of Aram, were getting in confederacy with the northern tribes, and they were coming against the house of David, or the southern tribes, okay? And what did he say? He says, oh, it's okay, because there's child's going to be born, and before the child shall know to refuse good and evil, or refuse evil and choose good, the land shall be forsaken of both her kings, okay? And what does it say? Because what? It says, Yahweh shall bring upon the people and upon thy land and upon thy father's house, since the days that are not come from the days of Ephraim departed from Judah, even the king of Assyria. So the king of Assyria is going to come, and spiritually this is our people, the northern tribes and everybody going back into idolatry, hooking up with the sons of Ra. It's a deeper thing, but that's not what we're hitting right now. We're just doing a quick cut historical lesson of how the fact that the New Testament does not add up with Torah. See, because if you go down to chapter 8, then what does it say? Yahweh said unto me, take thee a great roll and write within it with the man's pen concerning Mahar Shal al Hashbaz, right? Hebrew, in making speed to the spoil, he hasteneth to the prey, or makes speed, right? In making speed to the spoil. It says, and I took unto my faithful witnesses to record Uriah, the son of Zechariah, and the son of Yarabakiah, or Yabarakiah, sorry. And I went unto the prophetess, okay, or approached, so he went unto her, he approached her, you know what that is, and she conceived. So he went to this prophetess, approached her, and she conceived. Just, you don't think they did something for that to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, people really didn't we just read in the concordance that said that was Isaiah's son?
This is the physical world.
Yeah, this is the physical, you know what I'm saying? So, then said Yahweh to me, call his name Maharsh Shal al Hashbaz, and before the child shall have knowledge to cry, my father and my mother, before the child shall have knowledge to cry, my mother and my father, which is the same thing as before the child shall know to refuse the evil and to choose the good, the land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both her kings. Before the child shall have knowledge to cry, my father and my mother, the riches of Damascus and the spoil of Samaria shall be taken away before the king of Assyria, which is what we just, Assyria. You see how it connects? You know what I'm saying? On a physical level? See how that connects? But anyway, so, that whole Jesus thing, that Emmanuel thing goes out the window. Let's see. My next favorite one is, look at this one. Let's go to chapter 2 now, okay? Yes. Let's get, let's see.
I'm going to be sincere about this. This is where I have I guess you could say, somewhat of a disagreement. Okay. The reason being is because of, what it says in chapter 8. Like, everything that he was talking about made sense to a certain extent. But then, this is where he paused and then moved on to the Matthew section. So I was like, yeah, but check this out. Verse 8, and he shall pass through Judah. He shall overflow and go over. He shall reach even to the neck. and the sketch and the stretching out of the wings shall feel the breath of thy land. Oh, Emmanuel, right? So it's like, okay. Now, here's where I'm like, okay, but what about this? Take counsel together, and it shall come to naught. Speak the word, and it shall not stand. For God is with us. Now, you're thinking, okay, why? Because God is with us means Emmanuel. Emmanuel. So here it says Emmanuel without saying it in this particular way. But Emmanuel means God with us. So why would you know what I mean? Like, that's a little bit, like, I got to push back on that, brother. I got to push back on it. Why would that be a child of Isaiah? Which, he's making sense. But then when you read verse 10, it's talking about God with us. He doesn't say Emmanuel, but it's the same fucking meaning. Once again, we are growing together. I'm asking these questions. I hope I get them answered. Because again, I'm not here to side with anybody, bro. Like, I'm not part of a camp. I'm not part of a school. I'm not part of no group. I don't have I don't have this teacher, like, this elder. I don't have none of that. All of this I've been basically learning on my own. So now I'm sitting here like, well, okay, I get that makes sense, bro. But then why? Well, I don't know why he changed. He probably thought about something different. But I wish he would have continued in Isaiah 8 to clarify this too, because at this point, this is Emmanuel as well. So why say this? Let's do it in a different breakdown. You know what I mean? Like, we'll go to verse 8 says, God is with us. His outspread wings protected the land. Blah, 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 blah. Make your plans, but they will never succeed. Talk all you want to, but it is all useless because God is with us. So what are you saying? Like, Isaiah's son is with us? You see what I mean? Let's continue.
And see, it was, oh man, and then these are supposed to be angels that are doing these things. You know what I'm saying? Well, I want to check. Hold on, let me check a quick precept real quick. I want to see some. I need both hands for optimum speed. But yeah, see, it's just too flawed, man. It's too flawed. We're barely even. So anyways, and so let's just go with chapter. Okay, so first look, you got chapter 2, right? It says, now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, and Herod, in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east of Jerusalem, saying, where is he that is born the King of the Jews? Right? For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him. Isaiah 60:3 is what they give for a precept. So see, everything that I have marked in pink links back to the Old Testament. We're going to rip all of that apart. So we go to Isaiah 16:3. So they try to say this is the Star of Bethlehem, right? They seen this star in the sky, and they're like, oh, look, it's Jebus is born, the King of the Jews, right? Which is a bunch of nonsense. Let's get 60. Let's just start at 1. Arise, shine, right? Be enlightened, for thy light cometh. So we're supposed to be enlightened. This is for our people, man. Isaiah 60, we know, is talking about the suffering servant, who we know is Yashua. Right? And it says, what? Arise, shine, for the light is come, and the glory of Yahweh is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, gross darkness the people. And that's your Jebus. You know what I'm saying? That's the idol. That's the Christ idol, the darkness that covered the whole earth. And then also the physical darkness. That's the spiritual darkness. The physical darkness is going to be when volcanoes go off and the Most High darkens the skies, And it says, but Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and the kings to the brightness of thy rising. Okay? Lift up thine eyes around about, and see how they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from afar, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. So that's because the southern tribes are going to be delivered first, and then the northern tribes will be delivered afterwards. Then shalt thou see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because of the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee, and the forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. So there's going to be a mass conversion. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be like, whoever survives. You know what I'm saying? But look, let's get a precept for that. Because what does it say? Kings will come to thy rising. What does that say? Chapter 42 and 6. All right? Oh, that's a W. Slot. 49 and 23. Look. Let's go. Chapter 49 and 23 in Isaiah. What does it say? Oh. Let's see, look. Lift up thine eyes around about, and behold, all that gather themselves together and come is as I live, saith Yahweh. Thou shalt surely clothe thee with them all, and with an ornament, and bind them on thee as a bride doeth. For thy waste and thy desolate places and the land of thy destruction shall even now be too narrow by reason of the inhabitants, for they shall swallowed up, for they that swallowed thee up shall be far away. So it's talking about the land of Jerusalem, right? It was swallowed up, and all those that swallow up right now, Psalms 83, the nations of Psalms 83, right? Those that swallow them up, they're going to be removed far away, and we're going to be so inhabited in that land that there's going to be room. The children which thou shalt have, after thou lost the other, shall say again in thine ears, the place is too strait for me. Give me place that I may dwell. So it's going to be too small. Then shalt thou say unto thine heart in thy mind, who hath begotten me these? Seeing I lost my children, and am desolate, a captive, and removing to and fro. And who hath brought me up these? Behold, I was left alone. These, and they, where had they been? So because the land of Yashar, we're not born there, man. We're not there anymore. We're born in the land of captivity. We're born in the west, man. We're born in the land of death. We're born into death. You know what I'm saying? Scattered throughout the four corners. So we're not there in the land. That's why when we get back to the land's going to be like, man, who had all these children for me, man? This is crazy, right? And then she says, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles, and set up my standard to the people. And they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders. And the kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and thy queens thy nursing mothers. And they shall bow down to thee, their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me, man. So they're going to lick up the dust of the feet. They're going to be kissing the ground of Mount Zion, of the physical place, the Mount Zion. They're going to come bowing down, and then they're going to be licking our feet, man. We're going to possess them as handmaids and servants, man. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, so this is about us. We are the light of the Gentiles, man. We are the servant, man. Watch, look. Here, watch, look. I'm going to bust out the real sword on your asses for a second. And I'm going to just show you a quick thing. Look, this is a quick slice session. Isaiah 41 and 8. But you, O Yashar, my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the offspring of Abraham, whom I have loved. What does he say? You whom I will grasp from the ends of the earth, and shall summon from among all of its noblemen, and to whom I shall say, you are my servant. I have chosen you and not rejected you. So twice right there, it just said, we are the servant. Okay, ready for another one? Isaiah 42:1. Behold, my servant whom I shall uphold, my chosen in whom my soul desired. I have placed my spirit upon him, to whom he could bring forth justice to the nations. He shall not shout, nor raise the voice, nor make his voice heard in the street. So all you people aren't the suffering servant, man. You're not being the suffering servant. You're not supposed to be out in them streets, man. I used to be on them streets too, man. You're supposed to be out in them streets being like that. You're caught up in the nets. He will not break even a bruised reed, nor extinguish even a flickering flax, man. We're not going to put out those. We're trying to lift people up. We're not trying to extinguish their flame. We're trying to give them the real oil so that they could get the real light, so they could be.
Family, that's why you got that other person coming over here like, why come you ain't teaching in the streets, huh? Okay, show me where it says in the Bible to go and teach in the streets. And they're going to give you the First Testament, the New Testament, right? But they don't even realize that this was a Khazar practice. And I got documentation to prove it, where they actually show that people would go back, on the streets and teach all this shit. But again, it was Khazars. So BHI's Black Hebrew Israelites, okay? Like these dirty, disgusting motherfuckers that try to teach our people some dumb shit. Like, here's one example. I'm not even gonna like go off topic real quick. I mean, I'm not gonna go off topic completely. But I want to show you one example. Like this thing came to my feed for some reason. These guys right here, look at these guys. Good doctrine, forsake not my law. You mean butt plugs? Like, this is the problem with our people. Look at these. This is supposedly raza, homie. You guys are fucking licking the nutsacks of some fucking strange nation. You're destroying the minds of our people. You're not doing anything progressive, positive. Your shit is easily debunked. Synonyms, you want to know what you should do? Just learn how to read. How about that? But this is the problem, family. This is the fucking stupid ass Mexicans that we have to deal with. I'm sorry. I'm going to call you that shit. Or stupid Puerto Ricans, or stupid Cubans, or whatever the fuck you are. But it's stupid. We're not doing that no more. We're not going back to that no more. It's very clear now to us who Dionysus was and is. Like Jesus. Exodus 4:22 says, thou shalt say unto the Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, my firstborn. Very beautiful scripture, brother.
Be a light to the Gentiles as well, man. You know what I'm saying? And we're not going to break a bruise. You guys are bruised reeds, man. We're not out to break. We're not out to just, we're trying to heal people, man. But if you stumble backwards and fall at the precepts, then that's on you. But our intention isn't malicious. Our intention is love. We're healed. What is it? Open rebuke is love. You know what I'm saying? Does not the Proverbs say that? Right? You got it right here.
Say, yo, listen, you got a problem with what I'm sharing, then fucking let's do it. I don't run for no debates at all. So I'm sharing this. You share, prove to me that I'm wrong or that we're wrong.
Here, you got it? You want to fish it out? Fish it out, Doc. Check it out. Okay? What does it say? Look, I am Yahweh. I have called you in righteousness. Right? I will strengthen your hand. I will protect you. I will set you for a covenant to the people and a light to the nations. This is us, the servant. This is the same servant. You want more proof that it's Israel? You want more proof that it's Israel? Check it out. Huh? Proverbs 4:1. Want to read it off?
It's a loving chastisement. It talks about a loving chastisement. Basically.
Yeah. Time. And see, look, well, let's get this real quick. 42 and 18, look, to show you. 42, oh, deaf ones listen, oh, blind ones gaze to see. Who is blind but my servant, and deaf as my messenger whom I send? Who is blind like the perfected man, blind like the servant of Yahweh, seeing much but heeding not, opening ears but hearing not? So are you saying that Jebus had his eyes open but he couldn't see? And he had his ears open but he couldn't hear? Is that what they're saying?
So he was like them then.
He was like them then.
Damn.
Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, what does it say? But it is a looted and downtrodden people. First off, let's get this. Yahweh desired for the sake of Yashar'al's righteousness that the Torah be made great and glorious. But it is a looted and downtrodden people, all of them trapped in holes and hidden away in prisons. They are looted and there is no rescue, plundered with none to say, give it back. So right there, the servant, man. Like how many times? Look. Do you want more? Do you want more? Look, you are my witnesses. The word of Yahweh. This is 43 and what is that? 10. You are my witnesses. The word of Yahweh, my servant whom I have chosen. Right, so that you will know and believe in me and understand that I am He. Before me, nothing.
Don't leave because I will show this book with y'all. We're gonna go into two Babylons with new eyes. You see, we were looking at it with the mindset of still Christianity, right? Still in the New Testament, not the black Jesus, white Jesus, Mexican Jesus, or any Jesus, but there's still a Jesus, right? We used to think like that. So when you look at these books, you still have that mindset. When you look at it again and you start paying attention to everything that is pushed in the New Testament, you realize where it comes from. The dove and olive branch of Assyrian Juno. The dove ascending, right? got baptized, ascending to the skies, and then all of a sudden, supposedly the Holy Spirit is like a dove. Let's continue. Don't leave, man. I'm going to read this after we're done with this video.
Was created by a God, nor will there be after me. And that cuts what we were reading earlier about Jesus creating everything. Does it not? So, only I am Yahweh, and there is no deliverer aside from me. That is Savior, a deliverer. That means Jesus isn't going to deliver us. I have foretold and brought salvation and informed you that there was no strange God in your midst. You are my witnesses. But we're here for the servant. Let's get more. You don't like that? It's not enough? Okay, let's get more. Oh, we're looking for the servant. But hear thou, Jacob, my servant, and Yasharal, whom I have chosen. Fear not. Oh, look, what thou hast said, Yahweh, who made you and fashioned you from the womb, who will help you? Fear not, my servant Jacob, and Yasharawan, whom I have chosen. Oh, there's the servant again, Jacob Israel. Uh-oh. That's too many times, man. That's too many. We want more? We need more, right? Let's go to 44 and 21. Remember these things, Jacob and Yashar. You are my servant. I fashioned you to be my servant, Israel. Do not forget me. You guys forgot Yahweh, man. You know? You guys forgot Yahweh. Look, 45. We need 45 and 4. For the sake of my servant Jacob and Yashar, all my chosen, I have proclaimed you by my name. I dubbed you, though you did not know me. I am Yahweh, there is no other. Other than me, there is no God. So, we're his servant again, because, he's talking about Cyrus over here. So Cyrus, that's the whole reason why he raised up Cyrus. That's why he dubbed Cyrus, because of us. You know what I'm saying? So what else we got? Alright, hold on. What do we got? Remnant, House of Yashar. Hold on. I know we got more. I know that's not it. Hold on. Where's it at? Alright, let's go to 49. Oh, there he goes. 49. What does it say? 49 and let's get 2. He made my mouth like a sharp sword, and the shadow of his hand he hid me, and made me like a smooth arrow. In his quiver he concealed me. He said to me, you are my servant, is Yasha'al, in whom I take glory. What does it say that we're like a smooth arrow? Why? Because he says that for our sakes, that the Torah is to be made great, or through us, for Yahweh's sake, through us, the Torah is to be made great, right? Well, let's get that again. Let's go back and get that again. Where was that at? That was 42 and 21. Yahweh desired for the sake of Yasha'al's righteousness. Oh, so it is for our righteousness' sake. That Torah be made great and glorious. That's why over here it says what? You are my servant, Yasha'al. We are the smooth arrow, the quiver, because we're the ones that deliver. We're the damn the menorah. We're the light to the Gentiles. We're supposed to be oiled and shine like a light. That's why it says anoint the shield, man. What's the matter with you? Verse 6, he said, It is insufficient that you be a servant for me only to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the ruins of Yasha'al. I will make you for a light to the nations, so that my salvation.
This is why it's extremely important to understand exactly how this book was put together. We're almost done with this video. We got about another hour of it, okay? I want to share this with you because so you can see. It's not just the Jesus concept, all right? Like, I shared with you that this right here, Dionysus is a star. That's technically Jesus. That's where the whole Jesus concept comes from, all right? Let's not fucking lie to ourselves. Stop trying to be children. We're adults now. We're fucking grown-ass people that can accept when we're wrong. Grown people that can accept the wrong. Plato versus Paul, or Paul versus Plato. Plato wrote in the Republic, which was before the New Testament, which was not written by Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. Those books were printed later on. It wasn't even from them. And then Mark was the first one printed. Then Luke and Matthew came later. That's why there's so much confusion. All right? Now, what does Paul say? Which predominantly is all the New Testament. Yeah, I want to debate the New Testament, bro. You better not try to defend, Paul. Don't try to defend Paul. Look, but such are true racers. Arriving at the end, both receive the prizes and are crowned. When I read that, I'm like, oh, God, I know where the fuck. I know where it is, because remember, I used to be in this book often. 1 Corinthians 9:24, do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way to get the prize. Plato wrote, in Phaedo, to be carnally minded was death. Paul wrote in Romans 6, here, we'll take it out so you can see it yourselves. We don't bullshit. Which one is it? Romans 8:6? Okay, yeah, Romans 8:6. Okay? 8:6. He said this, to be controlled by you. Well, hold on, no. King James Bible, 8:6 says, for to be carnally minded is death. Plato said that shit before Paul did. To be carnally minded was death. Plato writes in Phaedo, I am very far from admitting that he who contemplates existence through the medium of thought, this is mystery teachings, sees them only through a glass darkly, any more than we should see them in their works effect. Like, I knew that. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, that's... Paul said that shit. We see things through the dark, we see things through glass partly because it's dark or some shit, right? Here it goes, 1 Corinthians 13:12. For now we see only a reflection as a mirror. Then we shall see the face to face. Now I know in part. Then I shall know fully. I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. I mean, for real, bro. What up? Good to have you here, brother. Where are the Christian pork chops at? How come they don't show up to defend their bullshit? I don't know, man. Matter of fact, you know what? You reminded me, bro. Maybe because I didn't put the link up. I'll leave it open. I'm gonna share this video. Then I'm gonna share with you guys the other book that I have, and then let's see if somebody shows up.
May extend to the ends.
I was wrong. I admit it. I was wrong. I admit it. I was wrong. You motherfuckers are too scared to admit it because you don't got huevos to admit it. No, I can't. What do you think? I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid? Then like, oh, I'm just going to believe anything? No, bro. I literally studied this shit. And then I came to the conclusion like, wait a minute, hold on a second. Let me not try to be foggy here with that concept. I'm literally reading it. It's right in my face. I just don't want to look to my right because it's right there. White Jesus, black Jesus, Virgin Mary, Christmas, Easter, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff, we tell people don't do none of that, but yet we're still teaching Christ? Who are you, bro? Let's go.
Of the earth. All right? So this is the chosen of our people, man. Man, I'm telling you. But anyways, do we need more? Do we got any more? Servants ones before we hit Isaiah 53. See, that's where it links in with Isaiah 52 and 13. Behold, my servant will succeed. He will be exalted and become high and exceeding lofty. Just as the multiples were astonished over you, saying his appearance is too marred to be a man's, and his visage to be human. This is why they say in Wisdoms of Solomon that we're disgusting to even look upon to them, right? I did a lesson on that. His appearance is too marred, right? So will many nations exclaim about him, and the kings will shut their mouths in amazement, for they will see which had never been told to them, and they will perceive things which they have never heard. Which is our people returning to the land. We're the servant, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, But anyway, so let's go back to dissecting this blasphemous book You guys have the corner? Somewhere floating around? Do I have it? It's floating around somewhere. It's there, it's here, it's everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
Do search skis.
What's up with I am A through Z? Or I am A and Z, the beginning and the end.
Oh, the alpha and the omega?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the reason why it says alpha and omega is because those are the Greek first and last letters. Alpha is the first letter, omega is the last.
Yep.
In the Hebrew, first and last is the ah and the tha. That's why we had the umim and the thumim had the ah and the tha on it. Watch, check it. Watch, come here, check out the umim and the thumim. Oh. Okay. I was hiding it.
They use A and Z as representing.
Oh, because that's the English. Yeah, it's because the A is the first letter and Z. Because the Yahweh was the first and the last.
We never use that in the Old Testament.
Yeah, we did. That's where they stole it
A
from.
and Z?
No, not A and Z. Ah and Tha.
God, I am A and Z.
He says Ah and Tha in the Torah.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They stole. I'm gonna go over it right now. We'll go over it right now. Right now. We'll go hit that up right now. In fact, we'll give people that. We'll give everybody that. Okay, so check this out. Watch. Come check out the umim and the thumim real quick though. I want you. Hold on, Slock. I gotta put this down for a second. I gotta fish this out for Brother Darash, and then I'll show you guys as well. Gotta go to T. Oh, okay. So right there. Replicas of the Urim and the Thummim. Oh, sorry, the Urim. Sorry, the Urim and Thummim. Sorry, Salak. I said Umim. Sorry, Salak. Urim. From Aaron's blessed plate, see minerals. Okay, so see how it is? One's black and one's white, and it's Ah and Tha. See?
Mm-hmm.
And Tha.
What is that? What is Urim and Thummim?
Those are where we would get the yes and no answers from Yahweh. So, like for yes and no simple questions, you know what I'm saying? Like that some like should we go up to battle? You know what I'm saying? Should I lead the children of Judah up to battle first? And then Yahweh would light up the stones to answer yes or no. This is why the Masons use the black and white checkerboard. They're mocking the Umim and the Thummim. But the Gabaria did a couple lessons on that.
What is it? What are they made out of?
Stones, different stones, the minerals. We could go to the minerals and break it down. I haven't broken it. I haven't broken it down for everybody yet. I still have. I'm still trying to. I haven't gotten there yet because the priest. I was going to do the priest vestures and the whole thing about the Levites and the high priests and break all that stuff down after I brought out the wilderness tabernacle. That way, everybody can study the wilderness tabernacle, and then when they're done with that, I could give them that, and then we'll bust out Solomon's tabernacle, and then we'll bust out Ezekiel's tabernacle. That way we can get a complete 100 or 360 degree understanding of the temple law, which is Ezekiel 43, 10 through 12. You know what I'm saying? But
just share this real quick, family. I was going to do the class today, right, on my topic. My sister here was helping me with certain these parables. I was going to share with you where all of these things came from. The Good Samaritan, the prodigal son, lost sheep, lost coin, 10 virgins, talents, sheep, goats, rich, fool, rich, Lazarus, all of that. I was going to break all of that down and share with you exactly where that came from, okay? This is what we're going to do in this channel. We're not going to go back and forth about, well, it says in the Old Testament, like Isaiah 53. Okay, sounds good. Where the fuck do the parables come from? How come you can't precept them in the Old Testament? This is what we need to tackle. And this is how we need to focus. You want to destroy this bullshit? You need to let them know where these things came from. Without knowing where they came from, it's very difficult to not convince people. I don't even want to say convince. It's very difficult to prove to people that they were wrong if you don't show them where those things came from. We can't sit here and say, it's not in the Old Testament. Oh, well, sounds good. Let me show you where they got it from, okay? That was going to be the class today. But there's a lot of work to be done, fam, so I couldn't do it. That's going to be next week or maybe sometime in the week because we're talking about thoroughly breaking down all the parables. We're going to go through all of them, and I'm going to show you where they all fucking come from. Like, this is real work. You get what I mean? That's why I appreciate this brother, because that's his lot, man. He knows this stuff, right? I have a lot. Y'all have a lot. We all have a space to contribute to our growth. Stop being afraid. Stop thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna lose friends, man. Bro, I don't even have friends, bro. All I have is my family, brothers I chop it up with on the phone, sisters here and there, share, notes about what they read. Like, you know what I mean? I don't need more. Why? Because I understand now what I'm surrounded with. I understand now the importance of like educating yourself. Like, this is one perfect example. This regeneration. You'll never hear that in the Old Testament and only in the New One. I'm sorry, only in the New One. Yes, let's go.
We're supposed to study all the temples, not just one. All the temples are important. The tabernacle in the wilderness, Solomon's temple, and then Ezekiel's temple. All of them are important. So anyways, you got the ah and the tha, right? And then, okay, so let's get the scriptures for that, right? Because that's like the first and the last, right? Because those are our first and last letters of the alphabet, okay? So let's go to Revelations, right? Because Revelations is the place where it states these things. So let's go to Revelations 1. And
is it just Revelations, or is it?
Yeah, Revelations is where he says it. Yeah. It says what? Jesus Christ. Okay, what does it say? Okay, go down. Oh, right here. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord, which is lowercase, so it's Jesus, which is and which was and which is to come, the Almighty. So I guess they could try to say that that's the Most High that says that. But let's go down, because it's even more. Look, they got precepts for us. So let's check. Oh, verse 11. Let's check verse 11. Saying, okay, so look. I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day, and I heard a voice behind me, a great voice as a trumpet, saying, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last. And what thou seest, write in a book, and send it unto the 7 churches which are unto Ephesus, blah, blah, blah. I turned to see the voice that spake unto me, and I turned, and I saw 7 golden...
Remember that shit? Remember that shit? I shared with you guys a link, right? What was the link that I was actually sharing with y'all? Let me see if I can find it, bro. Where is it at? This link right here. Right? This link right here. 7 stars on a crescent. 7 stars with 7 pillars. They are literally telling you y'all are worshiping Lucifer. And I mean, Lucifer is not just this fucking guy with horns, bro. It's not that. It's you're learning from something that is not the Most High. I don't care what it could be. Call him Lucifer or Sasquatch or Edom. You know what I mean? Amalek, Canaan. It doesn't, Nimrod. It doesn't matter. The fact is that you are worshiping this thing and you don't even know it. This is Mithraic, Persian, all that fucking shit. Zoroastrianism, all of it. Abraham was there at that time when he saw all of these things going on. We're no different. Christianity is not new, family. There was always the mom and a son that was supposed to die for the sins of men. Look at the history. The Old Testament's been warning us the entire fucking time. And then they put it in the New Testament to fucking make fun of you. To make fun of you. To like to satire your ass. Like, we got them so fucking dumb. They even believe in this shit.
Candlesticks in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like the Son of Man, clothed with the garment down to the foot with the girt. So the voice came from this Son of Man. This is Jebus. This is the verse that they try to use for Jebus. His head, his hairs as white as wool and white as snow. His eyes were as a flame of fire. His feet unlike to fine brass as they burn in a furnace. This is Jebus. So Jebus claims that he was the Alpha and the Omega, which is the first and last letters of the Greek alphabet, and that he even said, I am the first and the last. Let's go to verse 17. You don't believe me? Check it out. And I saw him, I fell at his feet as dead, and he laid his right hand upon me, saying unto me, Fear not, I am the first and the last. Damn, that's again. I am he that liveth and was dead. So that's the Most High then? Huh?
The Most High.
You heathens? Huh? For all you people This is Christ talking right here, man. He said he was dead. Go ahead and say that's the Most High, blasphemer. It's Christ was dead. He said that I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen. I have the keys to heaven, or to hell and of death, right? But look at what he said.
That's a perfect verse to prove the point.
He says he's
Christmas Christian doctrine.
the first and the last.
I am he that liveth and was dead.
Yes, man. He said it.
Behold, I am what? I am what? Alive again? I am alive forevermore. Why would a powerful spirit have to die to then be living forevermore? No pork chops came here to break dance with. Nah, bro. Like, they're scared, bro. They're scared. They're scared.
Life forevermore.
Then look, I got brothers on the side talking shit, and I'm like, bro, if you want to square up, bro, we can do it. I don't run for no debates. But you're not. Hold on, mama. But you're not dealing with your normal, typical person that you debated with. I've seen your experiences. I've seen it. Like, I'm a different beast, fam. And like, people are like, how come you never debated? Well, because it's not my fault nobody wants to fucking fight, bro. Let's go.
Amen. I have the keys to heaven, or to hell and of death, right? But look at what he said. He says he's the first and the last, man. He said it freaking twice, yo. He said it twice, 3 times actually, but I guess you could attribute that one to the most. So we'll even give him that one, but still twice. Verse 11 and verse 18. And we still got more. Look. Chapter 21 and 6. Right? Chapter 21 and 6. What does 21 and 6 say? Let's check this out. Check this bad boy out. Mike Lowry. Stupid dude. I had some guy named Mike Lowry on my freaking page. Alright. What was that? Oh, 21 and what? 6? Is that what I said? Slot. 21 and 6. Yep. That's what I said. I was thinking 16. I was thinking 1 and 6. Suck. And he said unto me, look, behold, look, and God shall wipe away the tears. And he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I will make all things new. And he said unto me, write these things that are going. He said, it is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And I will give unto him that is athirst the fountains, freely from the fountains. You know what I'm saying? And I will be his God. So now they have it attributed to the Most High. So now they have the Most High saying it twice. Supposedly, this is their God. You know what I'm saying? Like, so God twice and Jesus twice. So, and then we've got 22 and 13. So let's go to 22 and 13 and see what that says. Uh-oh, this one's Jesus. Behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according to his work shall be. To his work shall be. I am Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are those that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter through the gates into the city. For without are dogs, sorcerers, whoremongers, murderers, idolaters, he that loveth to maketh a lie. I, Jesus, have sent my angel. How does Jesus have an angel, yo? Okay, wait. So for all you Jesus is Michael guys, so Michael has an angel. Why is it still calling him Jesus? He's resurrected already. What happened to Michael then? You guys got some splaining to do. Yeah, they just put. Yeah. So okay. So we've seen 3 times. Yeah. So look, you got 3 times. Revelations 22 and 13. Says that he is the beginning and the end, the first and the specifically first and last. We specifically want that phrase, okay? First and last, okay? Look, he said, I am the first and last. This is Revelations 22 and 13. Then you go back to Revelations 1 and 11. He says it again. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last. And then he also says it again in verse 18 or verse 17, leading to 18. I am the first and the last. I am he that liveth and was dead. So, unless you want to, if you try to say that, that's the Most High. But Jesus said that he's the first and the last. But we got a freaking problem here. Because if we go with me to Isaiah, in the 40th chapters, we have a problem.
We got the problem.
What does it say? Where is it at? Oh, right there. Wait. Is that it? Nope, that was not it. Come on. Where's that? Sloth. I usually. Oh, wait. Yeah! 44 and 6. Isaiah 44 and 6. Thus saith Yahweh, the King of Yasharal, his Redeemer, Yahweh Zaba'aweth. I am the first, I am the last, and beside me there is no God. There's no power beside him. You know? Chapter 41 and 4. What's chapter 41 and 4 say? I, Yahweh, look, who hath wrought and done it, calling the generations from the beginning. I, Yahweh, the first and with the last. The first and with the last, I am He. He's the first and last. It even says, verse 27. What does it say, verse 27? The first shall say to Zion, Behold, I behold them, and I will give to Jerusalem one that bringeth good tidings. So it's just the first thing. So that precept doesn't go with this. So see, sometimes you got to be careful with these built-in precepts. This is why you got to go over them. But I hadn't gone over this section yet in the precept. I've done a lot, but not enough. What does it say? So we got 44 and 6, 48 and 12. I know for sure is one. So we got this one. We got 43, 10 and 13. Yeah, it just says that he was, but 48 and 12 for sure. Chapter 48 has the other one. 48 and 12. Hearken unto me, O Jacob, and Yasharal, my called. I am he, I am the first, I am also the last. Alright? He is the first, and he is the last. So, that shows you right there that Jebus stole that title from him. You know what I'm saying? In Revelations, they attributed that same title, the first and the last, the and the Tha, right? The Urim and the Thummim, right? That way the Yahweh answers us. That's why he said, I am the first and last. I am the one that answers the first and the last. Yeah. And then first and last represents the fact that first it happened physically, then it happened spiritually, and then it'll happen physically again. Or what remains of the physical will happen. You know what I'm saying? That just shows you the Most High is the first and the last. He's an ever existing. He's just ultimate, man, never ending, forever. You know what I'm saying? All existent, 360, full circle. You know. So again, one more shot on the thought. Oh, I wanted to give you guys a little. You guys have seen this before, like a representation of the breastplates. You know. Which on there, if I'm not mistaken, they drew pomegranates and lilies. Oh, they're all pomegranate. Yep, pomegranates, which are the shield. See that? It's a pomegranate tree. See the 3? That's why I have that on my temple for everybody that, just to everybody make fun of my drawings or whatever. But my temple, man. See, it's a circle with the 3 because there's 6 points. There's 6 on each side, The pomegranate. Ra'awaban, Reuben, Lawai, right? Levi. Blood red jasper, and Levi is emerald. Okay, blood red, and we're gonna break in, and we're gonna break into that. Like I said, I was gonna do the Levitical stuff after because I think it's more important that. I mean, I guess it's all the importance, but I just. Because everyone needs to get the temple so that they can start working on themselves properly and know everything and have everything broken down, you know what I'm saying? Because the stuff of Levi, I mean, it pertains to I don't know how to say it the right way, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? It's best to have the tabernacle and then the priest garments, because that's where it starts off first, is the whole tabernacle. And then, but anyways, whatever. It'll get out there. It'll all get out there either way, so, I guess we could do a few more choppings of the New Testament. Let's see. Let's go back to Matthew. I'm just going to stay beating on Matthew. Every time I run into a pink, I'm just going to keep reading, and every time I run into a pink, I'm just going to beat it up. It says, look, let's go to verse 5. And they said unto him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus is written by the prophet, What prophet? See, I like how the New Testament does this. It's like, oh, it's written by the prophet.
Which prophet?
Which one? You know? How are you going to know what prophet to look up? Unless you have an already deep biblical background, you know what I'm saying? What if someone just wanted to learn? You know, right now, what if some new person just wanted to know, you know what I'm saying? They wanted to look up this prophecy. How would they know? How would they know how to go validate this prophecy? What prophet? And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art now the least among the princes of Judah? For out of thee shall come a governor, thou shalt rule my people Yasharal. So they try to say that this is a fulfillment, right, of Micah 5 and 2. Right? So they say, Bethlehem in the land of Judea. So first it didn't even quote it right. So let's go get... So see, if you didn't have a precept like this, if you didn't have some type of built-in Bible, or you didn't have a concordance, or you didn't have any of the tools that we have, if you just went and got yourself a regular translation or KJV or whatever, man, you know what I'm saying? If you were to go and get this and you wanted to go and check this prophecy, if you didn't have something like that, you would be lost.
You're severely lacking in that department if you don't have it.
Oh, I know, right? And it's like, okay, well, where do we go, right? How do I validate? That's the mind trick. They're just like, oh, the prophet said it. Oh, okay. You know? Nobody questions these things. Let's go to Micah 5 and 2. Let's go to Micah 5 and 2. Malachi, Zechariah. Slosh, these pages are like super thin on this Bible. It's like some type of India paper or freaking some crap.
God's talking shit about you guys all the time.
Right? Y'all are fucked. Okay, so what was it again? Micah 5 and 2. What does Micah 5 and 2 say? Let's read 5 and 1. Now gather thyself in troops, O daughter of troops. And troops is God, right? And God links in with the God, so it's like a false deity. So it's saying, gather yourself, daughter of, in troops, daughter of troops. Gather yourself, you know, you that hath laid siege against us. They shall smite the judge of Yasharal with a rod upon his cheek. Right, so the judges got smoked, right? But thou, Bethlehem Ephratah, so they didn't even put the Ephratah part, you know. Though thou be littlest among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall come forth unto me that is to be ruler in Yasharal, whose goings forth have been from old, from everlasting, and it says from the days of eternity. So, and this is a person from old. You know what I'm saying? Therefore he will be given them up until the time that she which travaileth hath brought forth. Then the remnant of his brethren shall return unto the land of Yasharal. So first, and this is the house of David, man. You know what I'm saying? The house of David, the true house of David. You know what I'm saying? And who because why? And it's David, man. Who came from Bethlehem Ephratah? It's David. You know? Look, there's even a precept. Psalm 132 and 6. Let's see what that has to say. I just kind of like to do that every once in a while. You know, most of them I have mapped out, but kind of like to just go see. So it says, well, Yahweh remembered David, or Dawad, and all his afflictions, how he sware unto Yahweh and vowed unto the mighty one of Yahweh, surely I will not come into the tabernacle of my house, nor go up into my bed. I will not give sleep to my eyes, nor slumber to my eyelids, until I find out a place for Yahweh, a habitation for the mighty one of Yahweh. Lo, we heard of it at Ephratah, we found it in the fields of the wood. We will go into his tabernacle, we will worship at his footstool. Arise, O Yahweh, in thy rest, thou and the ark of thy strength. Let thy priests be clothed in righteousness, and let thy saints shout for joy. For thy servant Dawad's sake, turn not away the face of thine anointed. Yahweh has sworn in truth unto Dawad, he will not turn from it. Of the fruit of thy body will I set upon thy throne, if thy children keep my covenant. So see, that's what he told them. David's seed was promised this, right? Which it was given to Solomon. So that's what David, because David's from Ephratah. So this is talking about David. It says that David come from old. You know what I'm saying? It says that because he's from Bethlehem Ephratah, and it says that that he, right, was the one that searched out to build a house for Yahweh. He wanted to rebuild the houses for Yahweh, which is symbolic of Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel rebuilt the house. He's descended from David, who was descended from Solomon. That was all Solomon's line. But what happened with Solomon's line?
We're okay, so this is what I'm talking about, family. We're all contributing to this, right? I appreciate you, sis, for being here. She was the one that actually shared this with me, and I thought it was very powerful, okay? This is why I say, bro, like this Christianity, the way that they diss our sisters, as if they don't have the knowledge or wisdom to kind of give us a hint or teach us certain things, it's a total fucking lie. Like, I love my wife, man. She's very fucking wise, and sometimes I'm like, okay, you're right. I admit it. And the reason I say this is because this sister right here, she showed us some things. So the reason I asked her, what was that verse, right? Revelation 13:18, I think this is what it's talking about, regarding the 666, right? 666, okay? Okay, now, if you look at the numeric number, it's what it means.
Strong's G 5516. Chai, Psi, stigma.
So, you know, the way it's one way.
Psi.
Right? The way they say it is one way. You go to G4742, it talks about a mark. A mark pricked in or branded upon the body. A mark. What does X have to do with mark? X marks the spot. We all know that term. Every single one of us understands that term. Now, when you look deeper into this definition of 666, and I appreciate you so much, sis, you really brought this up. You know, I'll give you credit for that. I think we should all at least be willing to accept things when people know stuff. It says here, Christ, where is it at? Oh, that's right. That's not it. This is not it. Okay, so you go back to the original, right? CHX 666, the meaning of which is the basis of much vain speculation. When you look at that word, what does that mean when you see that? CHE. You know what that word means? In like say synonyms? That right there. Christ. And stigma, a mark. What's the mark you say? Here's an example of what we were just not paying attention to. An example of their stigmata.
Very deep laceration here. Both wounds are identical, the same size, same shape. You think I did this? What's happening in your life, Frankie?
It is some sort of attack. Wrists are bandaged. We're investigating this one.
Miss Page, I travel around the world investigating miracles.
Do you know what the stigmata are?
5 wounds. His back is scourged by whips. There were nails driven through his hands and feet. Only deeply devout people have been afflicted with these wounds. Which church do you attend?
I don't go to church.
All stigmatics suffer the most intense demonic attacks.
I wrote that?
It's a form of Aramaic that hasn't been used for 1900 years.
Problem is what it says. It was written entirely in the language of Jesus, written in the first person.
There are some in the Vatican who believe that this could destroy the church.
You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Who are you?
Il messaggero non è importante.
This is a warning. I can't escape this.
You lied to me. You tried to silence her.
If she receives another wound, she's going to die.
Take me. Let me be your messenger.
How's your faith these days, Father? How's your faith these days?
See what I mean? So here's the sister posted in Greek, chai or chi, she, z, stigma. Together it's Christ. Pronounced it, and there you go. The mark of the beast. It's Christ. Jesus. They're telling you. And I did not notice. This sister did. This sister noticed that. So that's why when the New Testament talks about like women should shut the fuck up, that's wrong. Our sisters are wise. Like our sisters are very wise. We need to listen to them. Let's continue.
He says that he would give it to him, but what was the problem? If thy children will keep my covenant and my testimony that I shall teach them, their children...
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point, brother. Like, notice how exorcism and demons talk in Latin. Yeah, I know, huh? Like, why don't they talk in Hebrew? You know, shit like that.
shall also sit upon my throne forevermore. But that didn't happen because his children didn't obey his covenants or his testimonies. For Yahweh had chosen Zion, he hath desired it for his habitation. This is my rest forever. Here will I dwell, for I have desired. I will abundantly bless her provision. I will satisfy her poor with bread. And this is spiritually what's happening right now. I will also clothe her priests with salvation, and her saints shall shout aloud for joy. So right now the priests are being clothed with salvation, which goes in with Zechariah, the 3rd chapter, and her saints, which is the people, are shouting aloud for joy, which is shout aloud, Isaiah 58:1, shout aloud, cry aloud, spare not, lift your voice up like a trumpet, which goes in with the atonement, blowing the trumpet for the Day of Atonement, right? And it says, there will I make the horn of the wad to bud, which is horn is the power of the wad to bud. I ordained a lamp for mine anointed. His enemies will I clothe with shame, but upon himself shall his crown flourish. And this is why it says that it was the signet ring was taken off of Coniah, man. It was the sons messed up, man. So it goes back to David. It says David, 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 David all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's David, David, David every time you see that. So let's see. Let's go back. So that's who it's talking about. In that, no Jebus.
Yeah, so God gave the ring.
He took it from Coniah. He says, even though, Coniah was like a signet ring to him. That's why he took it from Coniah and gave it to Zerubbabel to build the other temple. You know what I'm saying? But Zerubbabel was figurative of the last days where like the house of Judah. Yeah, in Zechariah. And in Haggai too. The second temple, man. But that second temple was symbolic of the third temple, though, because it says that this house would be more glorious than...
Guys, something real quick, okay? So you guys can actually understand and see that we've been dealing with these things for quite some time. All right, we're going to go to Jeremiah 43, okay? Nothing new under the sun, family. Nothing new under the sun. What the hell is my fucking thing? Oh, great. I'm going to have to do it like this. This sucks. Hold on, fam. What the fuck? Okay, here it goes. Stop. Okay, so we're going to go to Jeremiah 43, okay? Watch this. Now, I'm going to read it to you in the, typical King James translation. This is why you have to go through different interpretations. This is why you got to go through different translations so you can understand exactly what you're reading. Like I said it earlier, I am fucking really determined to learn Hebrew, and I'm going to learn Greek. And I'm going to bring this attention to you, fam. You're going to be hearing me, using these words. Why? Because I need to understand what we're reading. It says here, Jeremiah 43:13, and he shall also break the images of Bershemesh, and is in the land of Egypt. In the house of the gods of the Egyptians shall he burn with fire. Right? So you read that and you're like, no big deal. Okay. Watch what that word means. Verse 13. I will punish those who live in the land of Egypt. Is this it? Hold on a second. 43? Oh, it's 44. Sorry. 43:13. Right? Watch this real quick. He shall break the obelisk of Heliopolis. Do you understand that? We were just talking about obelisk, phallus, all that stuff, all that Roman shit. It has always been here. He shall break the obelisk of Heliopolis, or Heliopolis, which is in the land of Egypt. And the temples of the gods of Egypt, he shall burn with fire. Now, didn't you, brother, say that they took some phallics to New York City? Right? You see, like when you read the translation, you don't think about what the hell that means. And then you realize it's talking about who? Heliopolis. Now, who is this guy? Who is Heliopolis? Who is he? I mean, like, inquiring minds want to know. Heliopolis. I'm going to show you. Heliopolis is a phallus or a phallic. That's what it is. Right there. You see this? You see what we're talking about now? Do you understand? It's an ancient, supposedly, city where they had what? Phallus. Nothing absolutely new under the sun. They've been warning us about this religion that was going to take hold. That was the fourth kingdom that died and resuscitated again. That's their resurrection. That is the purpose of Jesus being resurrected.
In the first. So the house that we build, the third one, is going to be more glorious than all the tabernacles. This last tabernacle, the spiritual tabernacle that we're building now is glorious, man. But the actual physical tabernacle is going to be more glorious. It's just going to be... Everything that's happening right now is just straight glorious just for the glory of Yahweh. Everything that's happening now is just for His glory and His glory alone. This is to exalt His name and His name alone. It's all about Him and no one else. Everyone else is just His clay. Now, what does it say? Okay, so let's go. Okay, hold on. Let's get this Herod one. Let's go down to verse 12. And being warned of God in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed in their own country away. So look, okay, let's go to verse 11 because the paragraph starts here. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary. We're in Matthew chapter 2, verse 11. They saw the young child with Mary, his mother, and they fell down and worshipped him. And they had opened their treasures. They presented unto him gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And being warned of the Most High in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, so this prophecy is one of my favorite to debunk, because it says the angel of the Lord told this to Joseph. So was it the angel that got it wrong again, or was it Matthew? The angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise and take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word, for Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. And when he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed into Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of by the Lord by the prophet. So this was supposed to be a fulfillment which was spoken of by the Lord, by the prophet, okay, saying, out of Egypt have I called my son. Now, I've broken this down before. Brother Dan has broken it down before magnificently. And in fact, shout out to Brother Dan from Walking Truth, man. Man, you cracking me up, man, with that. You know, I mean, it was a little while back now, but man, that. Oh, and then the way you chopped. I hate to even bring up the name, Mr. J. I'm just gonna call the way you chopped up Mr. J. Yo, when he tried to give you flack about reading out of the KJV just because that's your lot. You know what I'm saying? That's what you grew up with. That's what you know. You're able to. I just love the way you did the parable, bro. Brother Dan, Brother Dan chopped the shit out of Judah, yo. I forgot to tell you about this, and I'm telling everybody, but I'm just gonna tell you, and everybody else could hear it, bro. So check this out, bro. Dan chopped the shit out of him, yo. He said, because Judah's like, oh, well, you read out of a Masonic KJV and blah blah blah, right? And granted, the Masonic, I'm the one that brought that shit out first off through the Spirit and power of Yahweh. So and no one's covered it as extensively as I have, and if they have, pointed out. But anyway, so and then he tried giving him shit, right? Well, not everybody, because I could understand. I'm like, okay, so this is the thing. Everybody should be on the Hebrew. We shouldn't even be trying to rely on English translations anymore. But we have to a certain extent, because, and then not only because we deal with our people that deal with English. So I can understand all these things, okay? I could understand that sometimes you can't afford to go buy a JPS or a Stones or a legit Tanakh, you know what I'm saying? So you got to do with what you got, you know what I'm saying? I totally understand that. But at least know, you know what I'm saying? But see, that's the thing with the brother Dan, is like he said, he's like David, bro. He went into the temple and got Goliath's sword. And he's slaying the motherfuckers with their own sword, son. He's slaying the Philistines with their own giant's sword. How deep is that? How deep is it? Look at how many prophecies are being fulfilled, yo. Look at how much of the Torah is being fulfilled right in front of our eyes. This is the miracle spoken of in Zechariah, the 3rd chapter. These are the miracles. We are seeing the spiritual prophecies come true right before our eyes. And then soon the physical prophecies. And you better hold on real tight when that happens. And do not fear, right? But anyway, I'm going to do it real quick anyways. So, because we're just going to keep on pounding it. See, let's get the precept. Look at my book, Hosea 11:1. Out of Egypt have I called my son. Now, you wouldn't know it was Hosea if you didn't have some type of footnote, right? Do you have any footnotes in that Bible you reading, Darash? Do you have any footnotes in it? No, right? So if I wasn't helping you out right now, right? If I wasn't helping you out, you want to there's a yeah. If you didn't have, right now, if we weren't going through this, would you know what prophet to go to? No, right? So check it out. What does it say? Out of Egypt have I called my son. Let's go to Hosea 11:1, because I have the precept written in my Cambridge Bible. Let's go to Hosea 11:1. This is where they got the precept from. This is where they stole it out of the the Torah. So Hosea 11:1. And what does it say? When Israel was Israel, and then even because it's italicized, and they say the italicized words don't belong. So when Israel a child. So when it's still talking about Israel, and it's still saying it even for past tense purposes was when Israel first off when this is past tense, when Israel, our people, was a child, then I loved him. That's when is past, was is past, then is past, loved is past. When that happened. Well, I mean, I guess it could be, when it will happen. So we'll even give you that. But look, see, was, then loved. Okay? And called my son out of Egypt. You got to continue reading, though, people. As they called them, so they went from them. They sacrificed unto Baal-yam and burned incense to graven images. I taught Ephraim also to go, taking them by their arms, but they knew not that I had healed them. So this is when everybody started to go off. Solomon started to go off, right? They started listening to the Baal-yams, and then he broke it, and he tried to heal Ephraim by giving the 10 kingdoms into Jeroboam. But what did Jeroboam do? They didn't know that he had healed them. I drew them with cords of a man and bands of love. I was to them as they had take off the yoke of their jaws, and I laid meat unto them. And what was that yoke? Remember, they asked Jeroboam, will you do the same yoke as your father did to us? And what did he say? Oh, my father's loins are as my pinky ring, as my pinky finger, and he chastised you with whips, but I'll chastise you with scorpions. Right? Meaning he chastised you with whips, but I'll chastise you with scorpions. Meaning he'll chastise you with demons. Jeroboam was willing to bust out demons on people, and he learned that demonology from his father. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so this is talking about the tribes. This is talking about the tribes. When Israel was a child, it even gives you a precept for it. Look, you want to see the precept? Look, Exodus 4 and 22. Let's go get Exodus 4 and 22. What does Exodus 4 and 22 tell us? And thus shalt thou say unto Pharaoh, thus saith Yahweh, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. And I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. So that's the whole reason why there was the death of the firstborn sons in Egypt, was because they refused. They killed his firstborn son, because Egypt is the land of slavery, the land of death. It's the Alam. You know what I'm saying? It's the Alam. It's this area. Right? Which is the death. It means death, to be deaf, dumb, and blind. That's what that means. You know what I'm saying? And the Haya calls the holy place, and the Debar means to speak, because you speak amongst the holy congregation of the angels. I'll break it down. I'm still breaking it down for everybody. Probably one of the next 2 lessons I do will be back to the Torah. Every couple of days, I'll pump out a Torah wisdom teaching so that everybody can have everything. But anyway, so this is the deaf, dumb, and blind. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what he's saying. They killed. Egypt killed. We were dead. And just like Babylon killed us, we were dead. We made a covenant with death, man. But the Most High healed us. He killed the Egyptian firstborns to save our firstborn. And they try to that's kind of like them perverting the Jesus thing with the Jesus thing. Because they say that he killed his firstborn son to redeem Israel. No, he killed Pharaoh's firstborn son. But it's not the fact that he killed them that is what saved him. He just saved him to save him. But he killed them as a punishment. You know what I'm saying? He took out the firstborn because they took out his firstborn. Do we not have a law that says an eye for an eye, man? You know what I'm saying? And his sons had to pay, man. His sons had to pay, bro, because they're all wicked. They don't turn from their wickedness. That's the problem. They learn their wickedness from their father. And if they would turn from their wickedness, it'd be okay. But they don't turn from their wickedness. Oh, look, Brother Yuanathon's got the black and white checkerboard right there on the bottom of the video game. He's got a game going right now, doing some research. Because I had this brother doing a research. He volunteered to do the gaming research.
The stuff that's in the game.
The stuff that's in the games. And he also helps me out with the news. He watches because I don't have regular TV, so he watches the regular TV news for us. He is the watchman of the news, and he is the watchman of the games, the entertainment. I know the movies. He knows the games. We also got Akwath Nasha, right? Our sister Anasha. She's also real heavy with the movies. In fact, I just saw that Akwath the other day. She's doing good and stuff. She just lives in a different town than us, but we work together. I've been ministering to her as well for many years. You know what I'm saying? So we got watchmen all over the place, man. You know what I'm saying? We got Shamashawan. We got her over there. You know what I'm saying? Or Shamasha. We got her over there doing researching up at the colleges and stuff. You know what I'm saying? She's inside. They're learning all their stuff and turning that against them and quizzing the professor, you know what I'm saying, just doing all that stuff, man. We got watchers all over the place, man. You know?
All fields.
We got all fields going, man. What you want? What subject you want to talk about, son? We got you. We got you. But anyways, so so right there, it shows you that Israel, we're his son. It specifically says there, Exodus 4 and 22 and 23, right, that we are his sons, his firstborn. And then it tells you in Hosea 11 and 1, Israel, my son, I loved him. I brought my son up out of Egypt. And notice in Matthew, right?
Let's notice this right now, man. Like a lot of you motherfuckers left, bro. Like there was a good crowd of people watching the channel and shit, and all of a sudden you guys left. You know what it is? It's because maybe people stick around and try to hope and see if there's any kind of flaw or hiccup in you know what, you know, people share. This is a very, very sensitive topic. A lot of you motherfuckers love Jesus. And basically, Jesus is raping you. He is being a mayate, straight up. He is raping you. No Vaseline. Isaiah 6:38 says, surely they are my people, children who will be true to me. Then Alicia says, and so he became their savior. I'm sorry, no, sorry. And some translations will have sons in this verse instead of children. Oh, I see. Let me read it. Let me read it real quick. People get easily offended. You know what I mean? Like, that's what happens in this channel. I tend to break emotions. It seems like it's just, you know, like I'm very offensive to them and shit because I'm just raw with my information. Like, I don't sugarcoat stuff. For he said, surely they are my people, children that will not lie. So he was their savior. Sister says, and so he became their savior. And some translations will have sons in this verse instead of children. I see. It gets uncomfortable for some. It's very uncomfortable, bro, because like this is their entire faith.
Brought this up before in Matthew, right? In Matthew 15, it literally just quotes a third of the verse. Go to Hosea 11:1. It literally quotes only a third of the verse. Like, how the hell are you gonna make a prophecy out of a third of a verse? That big of a prophecy.
Quick, I understand what YouTube is doing right now. So YouTube is trying to say that there's only one person viewing this video right now. And there's not one person viewing this video. There's at least 7 or 8 of you watching this video. But YouTube is listing it in some sites as one viewer. This is what you motherfuckers have to do, bro. You guys hate this truth so much, bro, that even YouTube wants to mess around with this little channel. Is this channel that powerful? Really? You telling me there's only one viewer, letting the whole crowd know there's only one viewer, but yet there's more people watching this? Family, wake the fuck up, bro. They're trying to lie to you.
Supposedly, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. Like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? I'm like dumbfounded at everybody's like retardedness. Okay, so check it out. When Israel was a child, then I loved him, and I called my son up out of Egypt. And as they called them, so they went from them. They sacrificed unto Baal Yam and burned incense unto the graven images. So Yahweh brought us up out of Egypt, and what did we do? We turned from Yahweh's laws, and we went sacrificing to the Baal Yam. Baal Yam, man. We sacrificed to the damn devils. Baal is Hashatan, man. You know what I'm saying? He's the angel of darkness. Read the Dead Sea Scrolls. He's Mala'ak Rasha, the Mala'ak Rash. He's the angel of Amalek, man. I brought that out even in the dictionaries. He's the angel of Esau, but more specifically Amalek. He is literally
Angel of Esau, which goes back to Odin, Wudin, Wutang, Gautur, cause, chaos, the god of the Edomites.
The angel over Amalek, man. Does not the Stones edition Tanakh give a footnote on Amalek saying that they are the representation of pure evil? Khan, right? So, you know, that's the struggle between good versus evil. It's Yasha'al versus Amalek, which our angel is Michael and their angel is Satan. Our angel Michael is also known as Mala'ak Zadakwa or Melchizedek. You know what I'm saying? And he's also known as the angel of light, right? The angel of righteousness, you know what I'm saying? That's why he's called he's the king of righteousness, you know what I'm saying? He's the Mala'ak of righteousness, and Satan is the Mala'ak of Rash, the head. And I'm going to be busting that out in the Dead Sea Scrolls. I was trying to put that lesson together, but how hard of a lesson is that, right? Well, man, precept upon precept upon precept, there's so much to bring out. But I'll be having that lesson out probably tomorrow. It's just I had to do a few things to it. But yeah, so that's this Mala'ak Rash and Mala'ak Zarakwa, which is the righteousness, the Zadak. So then he's that, and then it's even if you okay. So check this out. Check out how deep this is. You want something deep, huh? People want to jump in the deep end, the pool. So check this out. You've got an angel, right? You've got an angel over every nation, right? You have the 70 nations, which is the 70 candle, the bowls on top of because there's 10 tables, 10 menorahs, right? And on the menorahs, on the manawaras, there's seven bowls, right? 7 times 10 is 70, which represents the 70 nations, okay? We are to light the candles, we are to anoint the shields, which means we are to be the light to the nations, okay? Now, every nation has an angel over them, right? Esau specifically has an angel over them. His name, that's Hashatan. Hashatan is their angel, but he has like a more, but more specifically, because it goes like this too. It's like, okay, think of it this way. You have different tribes of Esau too, right? Do you not have Temanites? Do you not have Zephonites? You know what I'm saying? Do you not have Amalekites? You know what I mean? You have what is it? It's who else was the sons that they divide Esau up to? But anyways, there's multiple sons of there's the dukes of Edom, right? There's multiple tribes of the Edomites, just like there's multiple tribes of the Israelites, right? We're all one people, but we're different tribes. We're different brothers, different aspects of the tribes, right? Now, they just like Israel. Who's Israel's head tribe? Who's Israel's head tribe? Levi, right? Khan. So, who's Esau's head tribe? Barash, right? Amalek, right? You're the head of the nations, right? So check this out. That's why, and then who's, okay, so check this out. Okay, so they're called Rosh, right? In Numbers 20, what is it, Numbers 24? They're called Rosh, okay? What is, so that's why Satan is called the angel of Rosh. And Michael's called the angel of righteousness, but it's Zarakwa because who's the head tribe of Levi? Zadok. From Ezekiel, the 40th chapters, right?
Because the rest of the Levites didn't.
Because the rest of the Levites went off. Because Zadok comes directly from Aaron. Because there's 4 families. There's technically 4 families of the Levites. There's Aaron's sons, and then there's what they call Merari. Here, watch. Look, I got the illustration right here. It's in my notebook. It's the way that it was divided. Everyone was divided into the land too. Gershom, right? I'll break it down in the Hebrew. Gershon, he lived on the west side, right? Merari's tribe lived on the north side. Kohath's tribe lived on the south side. And Aaron and his sons and Moses lived on the east side. But Moses' sons didn't have anything to do with, like, you know what I mean? With any of the temple services and none of that stuff. Well, as far as that, because Aaron and his sons were consecrated for that. So Aaron and his sons' descendants are Zadok. And all the rest of the Levites went off. So that means all the rest of the Levites, all those 3 other tribes, they have to be like janitors in the temple. While the Zadokites get to go in and minister at the table and do all the important, the super, super important. Not to say that any of it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to tear down or to make that seem less important or anything, because it's just an honorable period to be doing anything, which Brother Yuantan is going to be chopping the wood. You know what I'm saying? We found Brother Yuantan's play. We know what's up.
That's a good point. Yeah, I agree with that. Levi is not the head tribe. They're the priesthood. You know what I mean? So I give credit to the brother. I think that's what he believes. He's a Levite. I'm not a Levite. I knew that from the beginning. I mean, again, I never subscribed to Issachar or Ephraim or none of that. You know, like, I just feel like more of a Judite. Not because of... Matter of fact, Judites aren't even, like, they're not loud or boastful, bro. They're, like, very... leadership mentality, takes care of the family, looks out for the rest of the people. Like, that's what you talk and consider Judah to be like, right? Noble, right? Just, like, no matter what, there's no favoritism. I want to do things correctly. I'm not even going to try to benefit off my children, like, you know what I mean? Like, just, you want to do things right and just. No favoritism. Respect for people, even if they're your children. That's what I get the sense of Judah. Right? Let me read that. First Chronicles, that Judah prevailed over his brothers, and from him came a ruler. Yep. Rulers, I should say that. Well, let's continue.
We know what's up. But anyways, Brother Yuantan plays out the role of what was it, First Chronicles, the 2nd chapter? With he only had daughters, so he gave the daughters to his Egyptian servant. But his genealogy was still reckoned amongst the kings of Judah. So you know, the mighty men. And that's why his brother Yowanathan's a mighty man. He's a warrior, man. He loves to be outside doing them kung fu and all that stuff, man. He's the mighty man of David, man. You know what I'm saying? Helps me slay them giants, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, to get off topic. But see, that's why so look, so more specifically, it's like Michael's the angel of like the Zadokites, more specific, like ultimate, you know what I'm saying? Like it goes chain. It's like a chain of event, you know what I'm saying? It's like there's all the Israelites, and then Levi's above the Israelites, and then Michael's there, all the Israelites angels, but like specifically, he's like that's why he's called the Mala'ach Zadok.
I'm going to pause it here because there's about 20 minutes left. Let's see. Should I share that with y'all? I haven't finished that section. Here is what you guys are worshiping. Babylon mystery religion, ancient and modern. It's always been about the woman and the snake. It's been about the woman and the snake being her child. Because a snake, you know, like they, what do they call that? They shed their skin, reborn again, right? Okay, y'all starting to see it. Okay, now let's check this out. It's also considered Dagon. Before 1620, this is the Jesus that you guys used to worship 100% of the entire fucking time. First Chronicles 5 and 2. It's let me get to verse. Hold on. First Chronicles, because we're pretty much done. First Chronicles 5, 1 and 2. It says, now the sons of Reuben, the first of Israel, where he was the firstborn, but for as much as he defiled his father's bed, his birthright was given to the sons of Joseph and the sons of Israel, and the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright. For Judah prevailed above his brethren, and of him came the chief ruler. But the birthright was Joseph's, right? So we understand what this means. We also have to respect what that means. We also have to understand that you guys are Levites, right? Levitical priests. I appreciate you, brothers, but you're not the leaders. You're not the leaders. You are teachers of righteousness. That doesn't put you as a leadership. You get what I'm saying? Let's see. We're doing let me see, the New Testament. 1 Corinthians 4:15. For though you have 10,000 instructors in Christ, yet you do not have my Father. For in Christ Jesus, I have begotten you through the gospel. There are the sons of Paul. Let me read that real quick. 1 Corinthians 4:14. Let me see this real quick. For though ye have 10,000 instructors in Christ, yet have ye not many fathers. For in Christ I have begotten you. Oh, I see what you mean. Like regarding the instructors. Well, like let's put it this way, brother. No offense. We need to put this book down. Like we don't even need the New Testament to express what we want to say. Matter of fact, if you study Sirach and Wisdom of Solomon and Proverbs and Ecclesiastes, and a good portion of Psalms, but I mean, I gave you 4 books before that. You'll find out that a lot of the New Testament stuff comes out of that as well, which with the typology of Greco-Roman mythology. That's the New Testament structure. And I say this because like the brother said earlier, he really taught that. He was in it. But this was the image that we used to see before. Pater, Filius, phallic, a sexual design as a male. You see this right here. This used to be the image of Jesus way back in the past. But then some pope said, no, it looks too much like this right here. It looks too much like that. It's like, no, you're reminding people that we got the religion from Krishna. Right? Look at this right here. 3 heads. Right? 3, 6, 7. Same concept. Same typology. Same religion. Same belief. You are worshiping Krishna. I mean, let's be honest. Stop fucking bullshitting with people, because this man was used to be the picture of every Jesus back in 1600. Okay? It was not single. But they don't tell you that, by the way. Now, in case you want to know, the whole stigmata bullshit, right? It's bullshit, because there was many other supposedly Christ who died on a cross. Krishna did. And stigmata, what do you mean by stigmata? You see the holes? You can't really see the holes, but you can see the holes here. You can see the holes there. You can see the holes there, right? In the forehead, the one eye, in the hands. This is Christ, like 666, like we showed you, thanks to the sister. Right? What are we doing, bro? What are we doing here? Genesis 49 says prophecy is about Shiloh returning to, which is Judah. Yep. Judah is going to be the lion roaring his brothers to wake. That's fucking right. Damn right. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. The Lion of Judah is speaking today, letting you brothers know to wake the fuck up. If he is a Levite of our brethren, all praise, all glory to our Creator. But it wasn't your job to wake up the people. You were supposed to teach and give us understanding, depthness in what we're reading. But you weren't supposed to wake up the people. That was not your job. Neither is it today. That's why these videos 10 years ago weren't that strong, even though they meant something. It took a lot of our brethren to finally come to this conclusion, like, oh, I see. Okay, now let's speak on it. Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, oh, no, the brother got understanding, bro. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dissing him. But we all have lots. You're talking to a Judite. I am a Judite. So those are the people that bring the power and understanding, and with no forgiveness, bro, with no respect of people. We're noble like that. We're going to say it the way it is, no matter what the fuck, no matter who it offends, even if it offends our own children. Because we are just people. We just want fairness. That's it. No favoritism. Just be fair. That's all we want. That's leadership. And that means that when you're wrong, you admit it. You admit it. And you say, okay, you know what? You got me, brother. I apologize. You got me. So I am saying this to you brothers right now, bro. I did not agree with you in the past. I apologize. I understand now. You understand me? Let's keep moving forward and pushing this fire, bro, because we're going to fucking dismantle that stupid New Testament.
He's like the angel of the righteous, the angel of the Zadokites. And then that's why Satan's called Mala'ach Rosh, because he's the angel of the head. You know what I'm saying? He's the angel of the Amalekites. And then he's also called the angel of light, because the lightness, they perverted the light. They do the false light. They call themselves the great white brotherhood, the white light, right? And that's where they get their Illuminati and all that stuff from. But no, the real true light, that comes from Rosh. That's why they call Angel of Michael the angel of light. And Satan's called the angel of darkness. He's of the darkness. You know what I'm saying? Most High separated the light from the dark. He separated the sons of the light from the sons of the dark. This is what this means. I mean, physically, he really did separate the light from the darkness, obviously. And then he created the luminaries. Wrap that around your guys' heads. Everyone has... people don't even know the true mysteries of the heavens. There's a difference between the luminaries and the darkness and light. The luminaries were only created to govern or to rule. The daytime was the sun, and the star and the moon were given for the night. But you can also see the moon in the daytime sometimes. But that's because the moon has an irregular cycle, as spoken of in the Book of Jubilees, so we are not to wholly follow the moon. And in fact, I'm going to do a quick cut on that. Slock, I had to have a print. I printed it off. I have the actual PD. I have it on PDF though. I had to print it out. The R.H. Charles, the Oxford edition of Jubilees. But you know, I just want to read it real quick. We're at chapter 6. Right, hold on, Slock. Okay. Okay, we're on chapter 6. Let's see. Look. Okay, so let's start at 35. What does it say? And they will go wrong as to all the orders of the years. So we're going to go wrong to the orders of the years. For I know that from henceforth will I declare it unto thee, and it is not of my own devising, for the book lies written before me, and on the heavenly tablets of division of days is ordained, lest they forget the feasts of the covenant. Because why? Let's start at verse... Look, verse 32, and command thou the children of Yasharal that they observe the years according to this reckoning, 364 days, and these will constitute a complete year, and they will not disturb its time, 364 days, and this will constitute a complete year, and they will not disturb its time. And from its days and from its feasts, and everything will fall out in them according to their testimony, and they will not leave out any day or disturb any feast. But if they do neglect, so if you neglect this 364-day calendar, which is also spoken of in the book of Enoch, which both Jubilees and Enoch are in the Dead Sea Scrolls, which the Dead Sea Scrolls belong to the Zadokites, which were spoken of in Ezekiel's chapters 44 about keeping the times and the laws and all that good stuff. And in fact, let's just get that right away. Slack, I have everything like everywhere. Let's get the real sword out for this one. Alright, Ezekiel 44. Let's go to Ezekiel 44. Let's learn a little bit about the Zadokites. And then I'm going to do a lesson on the Dead Sea Scrolls on Michael and all that stuff and bring out all that stuff. Okay, so right here. See right here, Ezekiel 44 and 9. Thus saith Yahweh, any estranged person, uncircumcised of heart or uncircumcised of flesh, shall not enter my sanctuary. Any estranged person among the children of Yasharal, but those Levites who distance themselves from me during Yasharal's straying, when they strayed from me after their idols, they shall bear their iniquity. So see, all the Levites, they may be attendants in my sanctuary, responsible for the gates of the temple, serving the temple. They may slaughter and the burnt offering and the feast offerings of the people, and they may stand before them to serve them. But because they minister to the people before their idols, because they became a stumbling block of iniquity to the house of Yasharal, therefore have I raised my hand against them. And this started in the time of Jonathan in the Maccabees. The word of Yahweh, they shall bear their iniquity. They shall not approach me to serve me or to approach my holy places, to the holy of holies. But they shall bear their shame and their abominations that they have committed. Yet will I make them guardians of the charge of the house for all of its services and for everything that is done in it. So they'll be in charge of services and all that stuff, but they can't be in charge of like the holy stuff. But the Kahanyam, the Levites, the priests, the Levites, descendants of Zadok, which is Zarakwa. Where is that? Shaka Khan. Yeah, that stupid song. Quadashai, right? Where is that? Oh, what verse is that? Hold on, let me check it out. Oh, it's verse, what? 15. Oh, that's why. 14, 15. Oh, right there. Zarawakwa. Oh, so it's even. See how you could add the wa in there? Zarawakwa. See? So you could even add a wa in there, but you could just do Zarakwa, right? You know what I'm saying? But anyways. It says, what does it say? Who safeguarded the charge of my sanctuary when the children of Yasharal strayed from me, which is the Essene Qumran community. Let them draw near to serve me. Let them stand before me to offer me the fat and the blood. So the Zadokites get to do that. Why? It says, they shall instruct my people, verse 23, they shall instruct my people concerning the difference between the holy and the ordinary. They shall inform them the difference between the contaminated and the clean. Concerning a disagreement, they shall stand in judgment. They shall adjudicate them according to my laws. They shall safeguard my teachings and my decrees regarding all my appointed times, and they shall sanctify my Shabbats. So see, in order to be a Levite Zadokite, you have to instruct the people concerning the difference between the holy. So you have to show the difference between the holy and the ordinary, between the contaminated and the clean. You have to do, when everybody has a disagreement or something, you have to stand in judgment. You have to educate. You have to adjure them according to the laws, to chastise according to the laws. We have to safeguard the teachings, which includes Ezekiel 43 and 10 through 12, which includes the temples, and the decrees regarding all my appointed times. So you have to do the decrees about the appointed times, which we're reading right now in the book of Jubilees. And they shall sanctify my Shabbats.
That's the point. Says you have a great point. Judah is going to be the lion roaring his brothers to awake, 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 awake. Here, let me. Hopefully, you guys can hear it. So the priest, yes, you guys are supposed to bring out the understanding. You guys are supposed to bring out certain things that we missed, but the awakening does not come from you. No disrespect. You see, this is what I'm trying to tell people, bro. Like, I appreciate these brothers, but like at the same time, you guys think that, oh, I'm just gonna like, oh yeah, I agree with everything. Nah, bro, fuck no. This is why we're men, and we break this shit down. And if I'm wrong, I hope that he shares that. But I don't think I am. Well, the thing also is about this pagan Gregorian calendar can't be followed. It's been said we have 13 months. That's why April 1st is a it's a fooled about the real equinox. 13 times 28, 364. I see what you mean.
And boy, do I have some shit to tell you about the Shabbats. Now, anyway, and it says what it says their testimony. What it says, they will disturb all their seasons and their. Oh, look, it says what? But if they do neglect and do not observe according to his commandments, then they will disturb all their seasons, and the years will be dislodged from this order, and they will disturb the seasons, and the years will be dislodged, and they will neglect their ordinances, and all the children of Yasha'al will forget and will not find the paths of the years, and they will forget the new moons and the seasons and the Shabbats.
I believe that's in Jubilees as well. Right, sis? I think that's in Jubilees as well, right?
Which there's only 4 new moons, and I can prove that. And they will go wrong as to all the orders of the years. For I know, and from henceforth will I declare it. The division of the days is or unto thee, and it is not of my own devising, for the book lies written before me and on the heavenly tablets. The division of the days is ordained, lest they forget the feasts of the covenant, and walk according to the feasts of the Gentiles, after the error and after their ignorance. Right? Which the Feast of the Gentiles is the lunar calendar. I'm about to show it. For there will be those who will assuredly make observations of the moon, how it disturbs the seasons and comes in from year to year 10 days too soon. And we have proof on that. I'm going to do a total comprehensive breakdown on the calendar. Don't you worry about that. For this reason, the years will come upon them, when they will disturb the order and make an abominable day the day of testimony, and an unclean day a feast day, and they will confound all the days, the holy with the clean, and the unclean day with the holy. Seeing whatever the Zadokites to do were to separate the unclean with the holy, right? And it says, for they will go wrong as to the months and the Sabbaths and the feasts and the Jubilees. For this reason I command and testify to thee, that thou mayest testify to them, for after thy death thy children will disturb them, so that they will not make the year 364 days only. And for this reason they will go wrong as to the new moons and the seasons and the Sabbaths and the festivals, and they will eat all kinds of blood with all kinds of flesh. So,
I don't know if that's in Jubilee 6, but it's definitely Jubilees. Like, Jubilees talks about that.
There's some Jubilees for your ass.
Jubilees, yeah, that's right. He's in it. He's in it.
And that's what has happened. Everything's been disturbed. Everything's been perverted. Everything is tossed off. It's not on its right course. You know what I'm saying? Everything's been totally defiled. You know what I'm saying? Like the bread's been defiled, you know? The whole land is defiled. That's why the Zadokites have to come in and make the difference between the clean and the unclean, the holy and the unholy, man. Spiritually, Michael entered the tabernacle, man. Go read Malachi, the 3rd chapter, you know what I'm saying? I broke that down in the last video, bro. We got Matthew, let's jump down, let's just continue with 16, right? 1 and 16. It says, right, then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, right, was exceeding wroth, and went forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem and all the coast thereof from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men. Then he fulfilled that which is spoken of by Jeremy the prophet, saying, in Ramah there was a voice heard, in lamentations and weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted because they are not. Right? Okay? So, at least they gave a prophet this time. You know? At least you could give them that. At least they, gave you a ballpark where you could search at, you know? So, here we got Jeremiah 31 and 15. This is where we can find... So look, it says, this is the prophet. So supposedly this death of these children, this is a fulfillment of the prophecy that says, in Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping, great mourning, Rachel, who is our foremother, weeping for her children, and would not be comforted because they are not. Jeremiah 31 and 15. Okay? Let's go to Jeremiah 31 and 15. 31 and 15. What does it say? It even starts off with the paragraph, right? Thus saith Yahweh, a voice was heard in Ramah. Sounds familiar. Lamentation and bitter weeping. Rachel weeping for her children, refused to be comforted for her children, for her children because they were not. And that sounds all good, okay, right? They at least they quoted it pretty much the same thing, right? But here's the problem: the Christians do a thing where they just go and fish out one precept, like one little tiny verse, and they try to use that to justify a whole doctrine. When if you keep reading, it gives you the whole story. So let us keep reading. Let's see what this weeping's about. Thus saith Yahweh, refrain thy voice from weeping. Oh, damn. You just told Rachel to shut up. Thine eyes from tears, for thy work shall be rewarded, saith Yahweh, and they shall come again from the land of the enemy. Wait, so these children are going to come again from the land of the enemy? I thought they were dead. I thought they were not. Right? I thought Herod killed them, so they're going to come again from the land of the enemy, right? Are you saying the land of the enemy is Sheol? That's a place where dead people go. How is that the land of the enemy? That's the prison. That's the place, the resting place of souls, man. What are you talking about? Land of the enemy? What? We are in the land of the enemy, damn it. And there is hope in thine end, saith Yahweh, that thy children shall come again to their own border. So those dead children are going to come again to their own border? You know what I'm saying? You know. I mean, I'm not saying that people will be raised. You know what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying? It's retarded, bro. That does not fit. That does not fit. That's talking about our people. That is talking about our people. I have surely heard Ephraim bemoaning himself thus: Thou hast chastised me, and I was chastised as a bullock unaccustomed to the yoke. So that's what you guys. You guys are bulls that are unaccustomed to being yoked, man. You don't know how to serve. You don't know how to serve Yahweh. You're unaccustomed to serving him, and you are chastised. Turn thou me, and I shall be turned, for thou art Yahweh my power. So, Ephraim, it's time for your asses to wake up. We need to go home, damn it. Don't you?
And the Northern Kingdom are the fucking idolatrous crew. You guys are the ones that are fucking maintaining this fucking religion, bro. Ah, Jesus! Bullshit. Yeah, I'm gonna say it like this, bro. Especially you Puerto Ricans, bro. Especially you fucking funny Puerto Ricans. You guys call yourselves Ephraimites. You don't agree in the tripartite chart, even though that's where you got it from. You post pictures of stars, and then you worship Jesus. And then you say Jesus is God. Now, when I say Ephraim, that's northern kingdom. Like that's like the majority of you tribes. That you just don't see it. You're either too stuck on your own emotions, or you're just not, clarity's not there yet, or you're just not maturely developed. Because it has nothing to do with you. See, this is the thing about our people, fam. You guys have to understand this. This book has nothing to do with you. What I mean is, it has to do with our people. See, when you read this book, you can't think of yourself. You have to think of our people. You have to have them in mind. So then you can share with them what is the right message. I can't be selfish. Be like, oh, this is what I want to feel. This is what I want to believe. So this is what I'm going to teach. You motherfuckers can't do that. Like, who the hell tells you to do that? That's not the way it works. You have to think of yourself like, yo, step the fuck back. Step back. This is the family. These are your children. These are your brothers and sisters. Step back. And like, am I really sharing the right thing? Or am I wrong? You don't want to be a Judite because you want attention. You don't want to be a Judite because, like, oh my God, I'm a Judite and I want to have a bunch of women and a bunch of power and I'm going to tell everybody what to do. That's not even the case, bruh. Your child, like the scriptures, I mean, I guess I'm going to reference the New Testament. First will be last and the last will be first. That's why I say, yo, listen, just hold the door. Just hold the door for me, okay? Like, just hold the door for me open. All right? I'm gonna be the last one in there. Just fucking hold it for me. Please don't forget about me.
You want to go home? Don't you want to go? Aren't you tired? Aren't you just tired of Babylon? I don't want to be here anymore. Do you guys feel the same way? Am I the only... Right? This whole house wants to go the fuck home. We want to go to Jerusalem, man. We want to go home.
It's fucked up here. No fucking... This ain't...
Same shit, right? Same... Man, most high willing, man. We get out of here, man. We just got to keep doing what we do until the time, you know? Surely after that I was turned, I repented, and after that I was instructed. I smote upon my thigh, I was ashamed, yea, even confounded, because I did bear the reproach of my youth. So Ephraim is going to return back. There's going to be a remnant of Ephraim, and they're going to be ashamed. They're going to smite their own thighs, man. They're going to be smiting their own thighs, being like, man, I was confounded, man. What was wrong with me? Is Ephraim my dear son? Is he a pleasant child? For since I spake against him, I do earnestly remember him still. Therefore my bowels are troubled for him. I will surely have mercy upon him, saith Yahweh. So Yahweh still he feels bad for him in his bowels, man, in his stomach. He feels bad in the holy place about Yahweh. What did you find? Did you find something?
I think I just joined a game where it's going to be recorded.
No way. Oh, okay. So yeah, we'll finish this up. Set thee up waymarks, make thee high heaps, set thine own towards the highway, even thy way which thou wentest. Turn again, O virgin of Yasharal, turn again to thy cities. So we're supposed to turn again to the holy cities, which is the holy place. So with that, we destroyed Matthew, the first and second chapters pretty much. We will pick up again with chapter 3 and verse 3. Okay? So with that, Kahala Yahweh Zaba'awat Akkad, which is all praises to Yahweh, the master of legions, who is one. Yahab Yahweh, Barak Hashem Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? Shema Yasha'al, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Akkad, which is, I said, bless the name of Yahweh, love Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? And hear Israel, Yahweh our power, Yahweh is one. And, you know what I'm saying? Barak Atham Akyam wa Akwa, was bless you, brothers and sisters. Bahashem Yahweh. Right? Shalom, shalom.
All right, family, my bad. I had to step outside for a second. My daughter wanted me to help her out for a bit. And that's the thing, family. Man, you guys got to understand, bro. Like, I love my children. I love my daughters. I love my sons. I love my wife. Like, I really love everything about the fact that I have what I have. And I'm not afraid to, like, enjoy it. You know? I'm not afraid to give respect to my important person that created children with me. And see, that's the thing, family. We are a communal society. When these motherfuckers came over here, bro, they took that communal mentality away from us. That's why they believe in capitalism. Capitalism is not just monetary. Capitalism is also like, spiritual. It's like, it's just about you. Who cares about your neighbors? Who cares about, everybody around you? This is what these people brought to our society. We don't think like that. We're all about our people. How can I make it better for you? How can I, Like, how can I help my neighbor? When I take my daughter to my soccer games, like, how can I, let me buy some drinks. I want to buy some ice cream. Let me help out the crew, the group. That's our mentality. That's why it says God with us. This is what the Most High is trying to bring to us once more. Love for our people, love for your children, love for your wife or your husband. Love for the thing that you wake up every morning to. This right here, what did it say? It said, fuck everybody. Love him, and that's it. He didn't bring nothing to the table. What did he do? He died for your sins? Are you serious? Come on, bro. We've seen a lot of these images all over the place. Dionysus was exactly like Jesus. So come on, man. When yet the Old Testament kept telling us it's about our Creator and about us. That's the 10 Commandments. The first 4 is about us and God, or our Creator, the Most High. And the last 6 is about us, how to deal with each other. So why would the New Testament all of a sudden come and bring some fucking a deity that's about everybody else but us? We have to be mindful. We are in one of those most important moments where you have to be willing to be okay with being wrong. Look at Plato. Look at Paul referencing Plato, fam. Not just once, not just twice, 7, 8 times. Then he references Socrates, not just once, not just twice, references them several times. Then he references Seneca. These are all Greco philosophers, Greco-Romans, whatever, they're the same shit. Reference him. Seneca, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then he references Aristotle. He said, I never understood my hand to telling me I'm Ephraim, bro. Right, it's like, bro, unless you believe in the 12-tribe chart, but then we have brothers that are like, nah, I don't believe in that 12-tribe chart. Fuck these Canaanites. Oh, but I'm Ephraim. Bro, you're stupid. Let's just be real. Like, Ephraim says, like, it's like the abundance of people and shit. Like, Ephraim doesn't even apply to that island, bro. Like, there's not abundance of people in that island. You know what I mean? Like, it's talking about some other group that just can't stop having babies. Get what I'm saying? Maybe Mexicans. I don't know. Again, and I'll say this. Not that's because you raza, like Mexican, don't make you a Judite. We have all the tribes here. All of them. They're all here right now. So you can't go and say, oh, this race defines this tribe. That's fucking dumb, bro. Don't isolate yourselves, family. I pray, I ask you, don't isolate yourselves. Like, really explore this stuff. Don't take my word for it. Study for yourselves. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? I'm nobody. But when it's right in your face, bro, when it's right in your face, when it's telling you, like, what the hell is this? Christ, 666, stigmata, eating the mark. 666 is Christ. Literally, they're telling you who they are. Literally, it's telling you that Christ is 666. Lucifer. See, like, this is the thing about you guys don't understand. Freemasons are going to tell you the truth. They're just not going to be blunt about it. They're just gonna put it in there, right there. Like, here we go, right here. Hey, see if you catch it. See if you catch it. And if you don't, you don't. If you don't, you don't. And you know what? Here's the deal, bro. Here's the real fact. I challenge anybody, including brothers that I chop it up with. Do you want to debate this? We can do it. Y'all want to debate this? We can do it. I'm not afraid of that. Do you get what I mean? So, it's just a matter of time now. Explain to us what the fuck this means. 666 definition, strongman's Christ. Stigma. When you see the stigmata, meaning what? The holes in his hand. And that wasn't just him. That was Krishna way before Jesus. Yeah, my button don't work. Hey, what up, Chris? Good to have you here, brother. Haven't seen you in a bit. Anyhow, other than that, man, I think we're done. I think we're set, bro. I am going to bring this up on my class that I told you guys about. Honestly, I wanted to bring this right here. I wanted to bring you guys this information. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. I wanted to show you guys because I a lot of us have gone into this book and we shared it like in some ways and shit, but like I actually started reading it, right? I'm on page 22 right now. Okay. So I read this book, but not like read it. I've gone in there several pages. I probably read about 100 pages out of this book. But I never read it from the beginning, okay? So now that I'm reading it from the beginning, now you're starting to see certain things. Now it's starting to make sense. You see, in this book, it's actually saying that the religion of Christianization, because that's what they are, Christianizing everybody, right? The religion of Christianization has everything to do with the old Mithraic mystery teachings. Every single one of them. There's nothing new under the sun. So when you look at this book and you start reading it again, you start realizing like, oh, I see. So they're giving us a hint. Yeah. See, this is one example. Let me see if I can read this. It says here, her judgment is now evidently hastening on, and just as it approaches, the providence of God conspiring with the word of God by light pouring in from all quarters, makes it more and more evident that Rome is in very deed the Babylon of the Apocrypha, right? Or Apocalypse. Apocalypse. That the sensational character of her system, the grand object of her worship, her festivals, her doctrine, her discipline, her rites and ceremonies, her priesthood, and their orders have all been derived from Babylon, meaning mystery teachings. But here's the funny part. You fucking Christmas Christians practice everything Catholics do, except some of the things you don't agree with. That's why that book that I showed you guys about the beast, the mark of the beast, he's like, yo, listen, Protestants use this verse to combat Catholics. Seventh-day Adventists use this verse to combat Protestants. Jehovah's Witnesses use this verse to combat Seventh-day Adventists. What do you call it? Apostolics, they use this verse to combat the Jehovah's Witness. Episcopalians use this verse to combat Protestants. You all are combating each other. It's just so fucking funny. You want to criticize Rome? You are Rome. Every fucking Christian goddamn religion is Roman. Every single one of it. Don't sit here and tell me some otherwise shit. I'm tired of these games. I'm so sick of hearing this bullshit. Bullshit. Oh, don't worship this Christian group. Don't worship that Christian group. Don't worship this white Jesus. Don't worship that white Jesus. But still worship the concept of a Jesus. We're done with that. We're not going back to that no more. I'm fucking sick of it, man. It's an eye-opening book, my friend. Yeah, man, damn right, bro. When you start reading this book again with new eyes, with a more clearer understanding, you start seeing mystery teachings. The Bishop of Rome as the head of the mystery of iniquity. By the way, I found the book. I found it. I was looking for it. The first Pontifex Maximus, meaning Pope, to be named was Caesar Augustus. I can fucking prove that shit. Don't go here. Bro, we're so tired of you fucking New Testament motherfuckers, bro. Because you guys actually sit down and actually try to defend a book that you cannot defend. Don't give me the Old Testament verses. Show me where the parables came from. Show me where the parables came from. You know those red letters? Show me. You can't. It says, that's not the true Jesus going in circles. Yep. That's it. He says, oh, wait. Don't worship the white Jesus. Don't worship the black Jesus. No. Worship the Mexican Jesus. Wasn't fucking Kakashaw from like supposedly, no, like, you know, bro, you wake ass fuck. Wasn't he like trying to create a fucking Mexican Jesus, bro? Who are you, bro? Who are you? Who are you? Mystery teachings, my friends. Now, as the Babylon of the Apocalypse is characterized by the name of the mystery teachings, right? So the grand distinguishing feature of the ancient Babylonian system was the Chaldean mystery that formed so essential a part of the system. What do Freemasons practice? That right there. Why do they glorify Jesus? Because Jesus is their Lucifer, their light shining armor. They think the Old Testament God is the devil, and Jesus brought enlightenment to them, freed them from the corruption of the Old Testament God. Why? Because the Old Testament God, so to speak, chose Israel. Do you follow me now? Do you understand now what's going on? This rabbit hole is freaking deep. So, once again, I'm going to run this class pretty soon. Again, I wanted to show that video of that brother. He's really provided us with a lot of information. I appreciate that. But now, it's just a matter of us waking the fuck up. What the hell? Like, we're here. There's no excuse. There's no justification for you to keep following Jesus. The Virgin Mary is fake. Jesus Christ is a fucking liar. It's a Roman mythology. Drop it all.
Rome has more obelisks than any other city in the world. There are 13 of these tall monuments that help make up the history of ancient Rome. One of the most well-known stands in the middle of St. Peter's Square, measuring 82 feet tall and weighing 320 tons.
It's the only thing today that is still whole and healthy without having undergone restorations like the others you find in Rome. The height that it has today is half the size of the original.
This obelisk was originally made in Egypt and transported to Rome in the year 37 AD by the Emperor Caligula. He then had it placed in the Circus of Nero. The Vatican obelisk remembers the martyrdom of many saints, but in particular, the martyrdom of St. Peter. In 1586, Pope Sixtus V decided to move it in front of St. Peter's Basilica. The move required the help of 900 men and 150 horses. Because it was a very delicate task that required full concentration, there was an order of silence for the workforce. Anyone who spoke was sentenced to death.
When the weight was the heaviest, the
Supposedly, Cracker Barrels are civilized. Supposedly, they came to civilize us. Look how savage they are. Oh, don't tell nobody. We'll kill you. Y'all are fucking savages. Cracker Barrels are the worst savages in the entire world. That's Edomites. Let's continue.
ropes began to give. Among the workers was Benedito Presca, a sailor who shouted, "Throw water on the ropes," and by which he broke the law by breaking the silence. The water was brought forward without a second thought, and the rope shrunk back to normal, and they immediately raised the obelisk.
At the top of the obelisk, there was originally a bronze sphere, which according to medieval legend, contained the remains of Julius Caesar. However, Pope Alexander VII replaced it with a cross that sits above a star. Few people know that this obelisk is also a sundial. In 1817, several discs of marble were placed in the ground surrounding it to form the compass rose.
Why? Why? Why honor the sun? Scriptures say don't do that. But you fucking stupid, dirty bastard Cracker Barrels want to confuse everybody with your fucking white, nasty, dirty Jesus, right? Or the Negro one. Like West Africans want to, oh no, Jesus ain't white, he's black. You know, he got woolly hair and shit. You know what I mean? He looks like Nate the Snake. Let's continue.
As well as the meridian line.
We have this meridian line that on the one hand shows the hour of the day, which is indicated by the shadow of the obelisk according to the position of the sun. And secondly, it indicates the winter and summer solstice.
Around 2,000 years of history are tied to the Vatican's obelisk that now stands in the middle of St. Peter's Square and is one of the most visited places in the world.
For providing that video, man. I appreciate you, brother. All right. Okay. We done. We said we done. We finished. Finito. Appreciate you guys being here. I hope it was edifying. I know that I can be harsh. You know what I mean? I apologize sometimes to you brothers, bro. Like, I really don't want to come aggressive with you. I really don't. I care about this stuff. You know what I mean? And when I get lied to, nah. You're not gonna get a good feeling from me. I fucking detest liars. I hate liars, bro. Tell me the truth, man. Just fucking tell me the truth. I'd rather know the truth than sit on a fucking lie. Anyhow, I'll play some songs and we out. Good night.
Yo, 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 yo. Las líneas que parten el mundo. Yo, el meridiano.
Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc. Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc.
En una simple frase te explicaré cómo es mi gente. Si maltratas a un carnal, te devora la serpiente emplumada, va en picada, desquiciada el águila real. Le arrancará la cabeza a quien dañó su nopal.
Somos un ejército cautivo esperando la señal pa' comerme al enemigo. Huitzilopochtli, dime si es rival o amigo. Que del ejército mexica tus guerreros siguen vivos.
Soy un monstruo con la pluma, mis rimas envenenadas. Hoy me llaman Quetzalcóatl, soy la serpiente emplumada. Dueño de la tempestad y del tempo está muy claro. Un diluvio de verdad, en la instrumental soy claro.
Certero en mi disparo, hilo y camino, el flechador del cielo. Pero con rimas, cultura de mi tierra que nunca se acaba, con águilas y estrellas que vuelan desde la nave. Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc. Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc.
Como aquí, bro, te juro no existen dos. Si voy a creer en alguien, solo va a ser en mi Dios. Yo me encomiendo a mi madre, que me cuida y me protege entre sierras. Amor de tonas y claro, sí, amor de mi madre tierra.
El que nunca falla, el de sangre maya. El que va dejando huellas al que buscan y no hallan. El que da la talla, el que triunfa y calla. Al que copian y se basan, soy el calendario maya. Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc. Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc.
Yo soy guerrero de orgullo moreno. Mis dioses son verdaderos. Tlacozontli es el que cuida mis caminos y senderos.
Mi tierra pinta paisajes de autor, la naturaleza es una obra de amor donde el artista se expresa. Mira y aprecia
el arte de Xochipilli, mi diosa de la belleza. La guerra, el arte tienen cercanos roces. Netzahualcóyotl, rey con tintes de dioses. Un guerrero, poeta y muy pocos lo conocen. Hoy te lo recuerdo yo, el Sensontle y 400 voces.
Guerreros y leyendas que la historia a veces calla. Dioses de un ayer, de un hoy y de un mañana. Yo me encomiendo a Cuauhtémoc y Pachita es quien me sana. En mi sangre sigue viva la cultura mexicana. Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc. Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc.
Oye, que estamos aquí. Mírame, estamos aquí. Desde hace rato, cuando ustedes llegaron, ya estaban las huellas de nuestros zapatos. Se robaron hasta la comida de gato y todavía se están lamiendo el plato. Bien encabronado con estos ingratos. Hoy le doy duro a los tambores hasta que me acusen de maltrato. Si no entiendes el dato, pues te lo tiro en cumbia, bossa nova, tango o vallenato. A lo Calaboy y bambú, bien frontú, con sangre caliente como Timbuktu. Estamos dentro del menú. Tupac se llama Tupac por Tupac Amaru del Perú. América no es solo USA, papá. Esto es desde Tierra del Fuego hasta Canadá. Hay que ser bien bruto, bien hueco. Es como decir que África es solo Marruecos. Estos canallas se les olvidó que el calendario que usan se lo inventaron los mayas con la Valdivia precolombina. Desde hace tiempo, este continente camina, pero ni con toda la marina pueden sacar de la vitrina la peste campesina. Esto va para el capataz de la empresa. El machete no es solo para cortar caña, también es para cortar cabeza.
Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerde. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerde. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. 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 Te muerde, te muerde.
Los paramilitares, las guerrillas, los hijos del conflicto, las pandillas, las listas negras, los falsos positivos, los periodistas asesinados, los desaparecidos, los narcogobiernos, todos los que robaron, los que se manifiestan y los que se olvidaron, las persecuciones, los golpes de estado, el país en quiebra, los exiliados, el peso devaluado, el tráfico de droga, los carteles, las invasiones, los emigrantes sin papeles, 5 presidentes en 11 días, disparo a quemarropa por parte de la policía, más de 100 años de tortura, la nova trova cantando en plena dictadura. Somos la sangre que sopla la presión atmosférica. Gambino, mi hermano, esto sí es América.
Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerde. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerde. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Si quieres mi
Este día enfrentarán a un ejército que se asume como invencible. Y es así porque no se había topado con mexicanos dignos. Mexicanos guerreros, como nuestros ancestros, como los que estamos reunidos hoy aquí.
Recordando nuestra historia y las glorias del pasado. Recuerda, oh patria mía, en cada hijo hay un soldado. Los ejércitos aztecas preparados a la vez, enfrentándose a muerte con las tropas de Cortés. Españoles invasores sufrieron embestiduras de los guerreros mexicas, trozando sus armaduras. En 1810 inicia la independencia, con Hidalgo dando el grito a la carga y sin clemencia. Miles de hombres y mujeres con espíritu valiente murieron por un gran sueño, una nación independiente. 1821, tanta sangre no fue en vano, de la ceniza resurge el imperio mexicano. En San Juan de Ulúa intentaron reconquistarnos, nación libre, soberana, al invasor le confirmamos. En el norte los apaches atacaban sin cesar, atrapen a los traidores, los vamos a fusilar. Los gringos robaron Texas, alimañas insensatas, en el Álamo pagaron con masacre los piratas. Los yanquis expansionistas quieren más, eso es notorio, vienen marchando del norte, quieren nuestro territorio. Tomaron Chapultepec con descaro y con desquicio, lucharon hasta la muerte el batallón de San Patricio. Arizona, Nuevo México y la Alta California, esa herida no se cierra, simplemente se transforma. No pasaron muchos años desde la última ocasión, desde Europa se orquesta ya la próxima invasión. El 5 de mayo empezaron las agresiones, los valientes Acapuaxlas pelearon sin municiones. Enfrentan al enemigo con rifles y con machetes, disparen con los cañones, denle muerte a los franceses. En el campo de batalla el enemigo se destroza, la victoria es mexicana, grita Ignacio Zaragoza.
Este 5 de mayo, los franceses van a respetar el águila mexicana y van a mirar esta bandera hacia arriba y hundidos en su sangre. ¡Viva México! ¡Pero viva México libre!
Porfirio Díaz trajo paz, eso decían las noticias. Derroquen al dictador, estamos hartos de injusticia. Tomen todos sus fusiles, prepárense para la acción. Se escuchan por todas partes, ¡viva la revolución! En esta lucha eterna, no se pierde, no se empata. Lema, tierra, libertad, viva mi general Zapata. Que el traidor se le capture en la pared, se le acribilla. Una leyenda mexicana, el general Francisco Villa. 1926, preparen armas en los cerros. ¡Viva Cristo Rey! Gritaban fuerte los cristeros. En la Biblia viene escrito, aunque algunos les aterra, hay tiempos para la paz, pero también para la guerra. Contra los japoneses batalló como ninguno, son letales desde el cielo el escuadrón 201. Mexicanos muy valientes, patriotas de este país, hoy su sangre está regada por los campos de maíz. Ya lo dijo Napoleón en un escrito iracundo, 5 hombres como Morelos podría conquistar el mundo. Esta letra habla de historia, mi intención no es revivirla, mi intención crear conciencia para ya no repetirla. No se ocupa ser soldado ni militar en acción para luchar por tu tierra, para luchar por tu nación. No necesito armas, mucho menos de las balas. Mi armamento es mi talento y las balas mis palabras. Hoy los tiempos han cambiado, siguen los mismos errores. Guerra, guerra, sin cuartel para todos los traidores. La violencia y la injusticia hoy azota la nación. Se combaten estos males con unión y educación. Recordemos a los héroes y honremos su memoria. Mexicanos de estos tiempos, volvamos a hacer historia.
Fui forzado a sacrificar muchas vidas en búsqueda de la justicia. Pero al final he salvado la vida de mi amado México.
Purchase your tracks today.
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos.
cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.